You're watching Conference USA football on ESPN+. From Aggie Memorial, it is homecoming Saturday. New Mexico State looks to get back on track after losses in 5 of 6. With their bowl hopes dwindling, they are seeking a massive home win against red-hot Kennesaw State, winners of 6 in a row, undefeated in league play, and already bowl eligible in year 2 at the FBS level. Glad you're with us alongside the former Aggie defensive back Danny Nee. Kelly Horizon will join us in a bit. Adam Young on hand. Tony Sanchez, the Aggie head coach, has said every game is winnable in Conference USA. Well, that's true. It's a tall task here today against the Kennesaw State squad that has won 6 in a row.
Hey, Kennesaw State is very hot. They're a very hot team, top of Conference USA. One of the goals New Mexico State set early on was get to the bowl game. In order to get to a bowl game, you have to beat Kennesaw State. This is going to be a very good, hard-fought game today. Kennesaw
State started this season 0-2. They suffered losses against Wake Forest and Indiana. Since then, they have won 6 in a row. Knees Keys, Danny, presented by the Southwest Chevy dealers.
Well, so based on what Kennesaw State is showing us and what we have our play, it needs to have a very agile, mobile QB. So we got to have Logan moving around a little bit. They're a very aggressive team, hard up front group, so we got to move Logan around a little bit and change things up and make him more mobile. A strong up front 4 and the swarming 7. Those front 4 have to play their best game. They have to be impactful today in order to win. And they got to start with a big push up front, followed by that back 7. Early on in the year, swarming, man, they were swarming. We need to get back to that. And last of all, your goal was to get bowl eligible. How do you do it? You put your hand on the line and you be counted today. Today it starts. Everyone's got to be accounted for. Put your hand on the line. Let's go get them.
Very winnable games in the final 2 against UTEP, who's struggling. Middle Tennessee, who's struggling. But it all starts today on a picture-perfect day for football. Mid-70s and sunny. The crowd has showed out on homecoming and Ag Day. Aggies much better at home this year, 3-1 inside Aggie Memorial, winless, 0-4 on the road. Their only home loss came a couple weeks ago, an overtime loss against Missouri State. The Aggies feel like they should be 5-3 right now. Let one slip in Lynchburg the week before that, but instead they're 3-5, desperately needing a win here today at home. Aggies won the toss. They defer to half 2. So Ryan Hawk will kick it away, and it is through the end zone, and we'll send it down to the third member of our crew and say hello to Kelly Horizon.
State welcoming in 6-2 Kennesaw State today for the Aggies' second to last home game of the season. And there's a bit of urgency surrounding this one if you're New Mexico State. If you want to keep those bowl hopes alive, New Mexico State needing to take 3 of its next 4 matchups if they want to go bowl bound. And one of those 4 matchups is a matchup against Tennessee. So a pretty tough slate ahead. This one being crucial against the Owls. Again, if they want to go bowling for the first time since 2023, the first time in 2 years. For Kennesaw State, they're already bowl eligible, meeting that 6-game threshold, so they're looking to remain perfect in Conference USA, entering today 4-0.
Thank you, Kelly. Nowhere to go on that first down run for Coleman Bennett. Starting quarterback today is Amari Odom. Kennesaw State, Danny, has used 2 different quarterbacks throughout the year.
Yeah, and the other thing you're going to see is tempo, as you see right now, and I talked to Coach Morris about that. Let's see how we handle it.
Draw play on the run for Odom. He is a big quarterback, and he runs for 11 and a first down. He is listed 6'4", 205 out of Inglewood, California, a transfer from FCS Wofford.
So here they go, quick tempo again. Morris, Coach Morris is trying to squeeze the pocket that last time. We couldn't squeeze it enough.
Hand off again. Once again it goes to Bennett, who slips away from the tackle of Peterson and gets an extra yard past the 40 up to the 43. Gain of 7 for Coleman Bennett. Previous 2 games, battling an injury, only 5 carries. He could be the bell cow today for the Kennesaw State Owls offense. Right back to the ground. This is Bennett again, past midfield into Aggie territory. Another first down for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, I think really the New Mexico State Aggies, that defensive line, the front 4 that we talked about in the Keys, they have to start giving us a big push up front in order to neutralize that line.
Reverse for Ben Yard, who is a speedster, slides in between the right hash. and tumbles past the 40. They use Benyard, Danny, in a lot of different ways. He also returns punts.
Yeah, so Benyard's a guy that they have to watch on special teams, on special plays, and just sneaking into the defensive backfield. You know, as I talked to Coach Morris, he said, you know, we got to keep our eye on that guy. We don't want him behind us, because if he gets behind us, it's huck it, chuck it football, and they'll go get him.
Kennesaw State will slow it down for now. This is a tempo spread offense. They want to play fast on offense. They waste very little time, as we've seen so far between plays. Running back now is Alexander Diggs. Handoff to Diggs, who finds a hole before he's wrapped up by Sone Alpiu. But it's another Kennesaw State first down on their first offensive possession.
You know, in those holes, they're quickly getting to our second level. So at that first level, you have to start piling up somehow.
Odom play fake, loading up, throws it downfield, has a man wide open back of the end zone. Benyard was out of bounds. He was open back of the end zone, but could not stay in. He's a home run threat with 3 touchdowns this year.
They had no problem pulling the trigger there. Part of that is because they had a good first down, and so they're in good field position, and they have no problem throwing it deep to Benyard. That's the guy coaches said you got to not let sneak behind you. He did. He snuck behind us.
Only 1 pick this year for Odom. He's thrown 5 touchdowns, a very impressive completion percentage of 70%. They're going to take a second look at this potentially. To the naked eye,
the previous play is under review for a potential catch.
Did he have control of the football, though? I think he did. To the naked eye, looked pretty good, so they're going to check on this.
Yeah, it did look pretty good, and quickly the official that was back there on that back line, he said, no, he's out. So we didn't really think much of it, but it looked like a good catch there. It looks like I don't know if he's got control of it or not.
Now, the good news for Aggie fans is there needs to be enough evidence to change it. You know, there might not be a good angle to change it.
I think you may be right. You know, Coach said, Benyard, you got to watch him. We got to keep our eye on him. The first series, we let him sneak out behind us. That just can't happen. You want to win a big game, you have to be disciplined enough to follow through on your game plan. Your game plan says, watch number 1. Do not let him behind you. And in this case, what happens? He is behind us. He is well behind us. In fact, there's not 2 Aggies that are within range to go get him.
We should note as well, Kennesaw State has outscored their opponent 76-38 in the first quarter of games this year. It is by far their highest scoring quarter. Meanwhile, New Mexico State has only scored 19 first quarter points this year. Their lowest scoring quarter, so it's flipped. Kennesaw State getting off to good starts, slow starts for New Mexico State.
Well, they're really taking a look at it.
So far, this has been an impressive first series in offense for Odom and KSU.
Yeah, and that's Nick Session that he gets behind there. Next Session, as you saw early on in that shot, he let him get.
After review, the receiver's right foot was in bounds. The receiver maintained firm control and completed the catch process. It's a touchdown.
Yeah, that's what we thought. So it is a touchdown. Odom finds Benyard. Good throw, good catch. It seemed good at first, and it's overturned, and it's a quick 7-play, 41-yard touchdown drive to start for KSU. So their impressive first quarters continue. Britton Williams will handle the point after for Kennesaw State. And this is 1 week after the New Mexico State defense held Western Kentucky scoreless until around 4 minutes left in the first half. It was really good defensive play in the first quarter and much of the second quarter a week ago.
Yeah, and part of that is that you're not letting big plays happen, and because those big plays will just crush you. In this case, first drive, we let a big play happen. And the sad part is when I talk to all the coaches, they're going, oh yeah, number 1, you got to watch him, you got to keep your eye on him because he's fast, he'll sneaky, he'll get behind you, we're going to be watching him. And he just snuck out behind us, and no problem, huck it, chuck it football down the line, and he connects with them. You know, last week they missed some tall, big throws. This week, of course, they come out and they hit their first one. So they strike first. you got to hold volley. This is your time, and so now you got to step up offense and put it together.
It's officially a 34-yard touchdown catch after the video review for Benyard, his 4th touchdown catch this year. King and Stanley back deep for New Mexico State to receive the Williams kickoff. Only 7 plays, 75 yards, only 1 pass during that sequence for KSU. And this is not returnable for TK. Danny, what do you want to see today from Logan Fife as he engineers this offense once again?
Well, got a little confidence. Last week didn't have as much confidence, it felt like, and maybe because everyone's in his face the whole time. In this game, we have to spread it out. I want to see you spread it out. I want to see a mobile quarterback. Logan showed us that he is mobile and he can make things happen. So let's put the ball in his hands. He's our best chance for success, and I want to see him be a little bit more mobile and not sit in the pocket.
It's been a tough 2-game stretch for Fife. Good overall numbers, passing yards, and touchdowns this year. But 5 picks now in the previous 2 games for Fife, who swings it outside, near side to TK King, who is brought down at the 20. He's yanked down right away by nickelback Cody Jones. You're going to see TK touch the ball early and often. A loss of 4 on the play.
Yeah, you need to. He is our Benyard. He is our big play guy right there. The point of attack, P.J. Johnson has to block his guy. If he blocks him, that plays off to the races. So that's a miss right there on the block.
Dijon Stanley, the running back. We'll see how Kennesaw State pressures Logan Fife today. Logan looking at the sideline for the play. They'll change the play with under 10 on the play clock. 2 wide left, 2 wide right. Now they'll motion P.J. Johnson to the far side of the field. And there should be a delay of game or a timeout. Aggies have to call a timeout early. Not on the same page on play number 2.
New Mexico State, they're first.
But you look what the Aggies are coming out with. They're coming out with a 4 wide set.
Timeout in the field.
Back to what do we look for from Logan? We want him to be more mobile. Part of that is you give forward receivers, you spread them out, so the defense has to go out with them as well. If not, it's a quick pass.
Aggie football, play number 2 on the other side here on homecoming from Aggie Memorial. Quick start for first-year Kennesaw State head coach Jerry Mack and the KSU offense. They lead 7-0. Beasley Mitchell and Company, certified public accountants, are proud supporters of the Aggies. Bookkeeping, auditing, tax and estate planning, and more. Let the experts at Beasley Mitchell and Company tackle your taxes. Aggie offense burns an early timeout on the second play. So it's 2nd down and 14 for Logan Fife, the veteran quarterback, and he almost throws a pick. 2 players right there for KSU, including Caleb Alford, who had a scoop-in score last week against UTEP.
Yeah, that's a tough play right there. What you're going to see from Kennesaw State, they're going to be in a 4-2-5, so there will be almost in quarters defense back there. So now we're going to spread it out with 4 wideouts, and we're looking for them to go out with them to create those seams that Logan can throw into.
P.J. Johnson in motion on 3rd and 14. The Aggies 8 for 28 on 3rd down the previous 2 games. Underneath to T.K. King, but well short of a first down, so the Aggies will have to punt early on. This offense sputtering the previous couple of games, a season low 178 of total offense at WKU a week ago. And now you're punting away to the person who we're going to mention his name the entire day, Benyard, who does absolutely everything for Kennesaw State. He has 2 career punt return touchdowns. He had one 11 days ago in a win against UTEP. Max Dean, a line drive spiraling punt, backs up Benyard, who handles. Benyard gets by Josiah Charles. Benyard, heavy traffic, but good field position up to the 35. He's one of the better return men in Conference USA.
Yeah, kicking him the ball, I don't know about that, Adam. I would certainly kick away from him, especially how he really put on a show last week in his wheels, and we just saw from the first possession how fast and nimble he is. So certainly I'd try to keep the ball away from him. But here we go, defense. Now it's your time to step up again and see if you can't keep that offense in check.
Only 1 pass on that first drive. It was the touchdown pass for Kennesaw State. They had 6 runs for 41 yards. An average of just under 7 on that first series. They will scrimmage for their own 35. It's another run. And another pretty good first down run. This is Chase Belcher, who's coming off a great game, a season best 24 carries for 113 against UTEP.
One of the things we need to keep our eye on, in addition to tempo, is the first down. I know Coach Morris says we got to do better at first down. We can't get in a second and short, which we are now, situation.
2nd down and 2. Handoff again. First down run for Kennesaw State up to midfield. And that is Belcher again. They're going to use a couple different running backs. We've seen Belcher, Bennett, and Diggs so far. Just past midfield. First down and 10 for Kennesaw State. Odom will keep it. Short toss to his tight end, who fumbles it out of bounds. Big hit right there for the Aggie defense. And, of course, it was Nate Mitchell, who seemingly is in on every single big player in defense.
Yeah, Nate Mitchell, he's our leading tackler there. Watch how fast Nate Mitchell comes up and closes. Here we go. We're going to kind of roll out a little bit there, hit the tight end, and quickly close in on it. Nate does and knocks the ball loose. Great swarming pursuit. That's what we need.
That was Bullock, the tight end. It was a catch and then a fumble out of bounds. So the pass was complete to Bullock, a tight end who they use a lot. That play was botched from the start. Odom was looking the opposite direction as he handed off to Tykeem Wallace, the wide receiver. And now a big 3rd down coming up for the Aggie defense.
That last run, we saw that front 4 really stay in their gap assignment and not get blown out of the way. That's what we need to do. Now in 3rd, there's certainly you've got to put pressure on him if he's looking to throw the ball. So you've got to get penetration on that front 4. We've been seeing that all day long.
Line to gain is the Aggie 40 for Odom in the Kennesaw State offense. Roll out to the right for Odom. Fires and it's caught. Great catch by Wallace. Brad Vislicel had pretty good coverage. He was reaching out, almost got a fingertip on it, but a nice connection between Odom and Wallace for 22. Tempo again for the Owls. Looking towards the end zone, and a touchdown catch again for Benyard. Perfect placement again for Odom. And another quick scoring drive to Benyard, 13-0 KSU.
Yeah, we might keep our eye on that guy. If you're on the defense, you might want to spot him wherever he is today because you're going to see a lot of that. This tempo looks like we're trying to get set up, and it just takes a while to get set up. Not enough pressure on the quarterback. He has too much time, and they find the seam as we're sitting in a zone, and right there, right between the guys in the zone, easy TD.
Benyard with 3 touchdown catches coming in. He has 2 midway through the first quarter today. Point after again from Williams. And just like they have consistently all year, Kennesaw State jumps out to a big early lead against an opponent. The first quarter all year has been by far their best quarter of the season. They've scored 90 first quarter points now. This is game number 9. 2 touchdown lead on the road for bowl eligible Kennesaw State.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder.
Here's to the unseen late nights, learning curves, and your perseverance. The behind the scenes is where the magic happens. It's where you shape your process and where you don't let anything hold you back. GECU is there to support you through it all with the products and services that you trust, so you can focus on making your own path. Become a member online now at GECU.com.
75 years ago, a foundation was laid, not of brick alone, but of belief that every patient matters. We've grown with our city through generations of hands held, hearts mended, and lives changed. This is Memorial Medical Center, built to serve, driven to heal. Here for 75 years, here for what's next.
Adam Young, Danny Nee, Kelly Horizon back with you on homecoming. 14-zip. Kennesaw State looking for their 7th consecutive win. And the longest active win streak among group of 5 schools around the country. Only losses against Wake Forest and Indiana. Couple of Benyard touchdown receptions. Odom's perfect, 4 for 4 in the run game's been effective. 6.3 per rush for KSU so far. Stanley and King back deep to receive the kick from Williams. And it is through the end zone with the Aggie offense trying to get back on track. We send it down to Kelly.
Yeah, guys, we talked about how important this one is for New Mexico State to walk with a win, and to give themselves the best shot at doing so, they've got to get out of this offensive rut. We saw them continue to struggle with that on their very last drive. They're coming in here today off of its worst offensive performance of the season last week against WKU, collecting just 178 yards of total offense. Talking to head coach Tony Sanchez earlier in the week, he said they've got to be better at blocking, pass protection, and bringing things back to the basics. They've accepted at this point in the season their run attack is struggling.
The run on field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Also,
First and
they've got
10.
to clean up
Kennesaw
mistakes
State.
up front. We saw them receive 5 false starts last week, automatically putting its offense in a hole. Sanchez really wanted to see a clean and complete game against the Owls.
Thank you, Kelly. A fumble. Logan Fife pulled it last second as it was in the belly of Kadarius Calloway, and this opportunistic Kennesaw State defense forces a fumble.
Yeah, Kelly's talking about turnovers, and it's exactly what happened there. And I think he was trying to ride him, really get a good look, and he blew the play up because he's standing in the backfield. So you're going to have fast reads if you're going to have that read option. But here we
Diggs,
go,
the running back in motion. Odom back to throw. Throws it for Diggs, and his poorest throw by far today. That could have been intercepted by Torrey Gathers, who was right there in coverage.
Man, Torrey, if he had just turned his head just a little bit faster, he might have had a chance at that there.
I'm not sure what Odom was throwing towards. That was nowhere near Diggs, and closer to Gathers, who was the man in coverage. First incompletion today for Oda. Handoff goes to Diggs straight up the middle, and he is blasted right away. That is Gathers again. So third down coming up. If you can hold Kennesaw State to a field goal, that's a win for your defense here.
Yeah, I think you need a win. Anything you can do, and if it's just holding them to 3, that's a victory. But it's going to start with that push up front. Now, we saw the defensive line coach really trying to get his guys together and figure out what's going on up front there. If we're going to squeeze the pocket, if that was part of our strategy, you really need to get into it. It starts with a big push, initial push off the line. But you got to keep your eye on number 1 because he's everywhere.
3rd and 7 for Kennesaw State. Odom fakes the reverse handoff. Now he swings it out, and he missed his man who was open. That, of course, was Benyard. So Kennesaw State will have to settle for a field goal attempt after a big fumble moments ago.
You know, Nate was closing quick on that. I don't know if Nate could have got there before he got the first down, but certainly it helps that we did have a better push on that defensive line up there. So it was somewhat of a victory.
This is not automatic by any means for Williams, who's been a little bit up and down this year. 5 for 8 this year, a long of 44 for the transfer from Georgia Southern. This is 35 yards away. And he drills it, 17-0 Kennesaw State.
Well, Adam, this is certainly not the way that I thought it was going to start out. I think the coaches were fired up. It's like we're in for a rumble. We're going to be ready to rumble. I think the first punch thrown in this rumble was by Kennesaw State. Now you are where you are, and you still have a chance because there's a lot of game left, but you better regroup right now and put something together.
And there's no question the best quarter this year by far for Kennesaw State has been that first quarter. So if you want to hold on to some hope if you're an Aggie fan, Kennesaw State has been able to get off to good starts, and they've struggled at times in the final 3 quarters despite their 6 straight wins. So that first quarter has been a quarter where they've scored a lot of points. And so much credit goes to that man, Jerry Mack, in his first year in Kennesaw, Georgia. Was the running backs coach for Jacksonville in the NFL a year ago. And this is a team that was FCS a couple of years ago, and they are 6-2. And right now in a very good spot to go to 7-2 today.
And playing very good football, right? So only 2 losses come on big teams, big-time schools, so they're sitting good.
So much has to click, Danny, for the offense to have success, right? The O-line has to be good, the running back room, and right now it's just a little bit out of sorts.
So I think they were trying to get Logan to get a read option in there and not block that backside end, if you will. And I think he was in the backfield so fast you didn't even have time to read him. Or sometimes I like to say, well, he's got a really long, mesh. He's holding on to the ball for a long time. Didn't have time to do that. If I was Yost, I would scratch that one and not come back to it. They're too quick off the ball.
That was the 3rd lost fumble for Fife this year. The Aggies have tried to establish the run all year, and they've been unable to do it. Kadarius Callaway wrapped up for a loss on the play. Tackle made there by Ugana Waha, the redshirt junior from Austell, Georgia, for a loss of 3.
Yeah, you see the offensive line. It has been a problem for us. There's no doubt about it. He just split the difference between 2 guys and was standing in the backfield, and there was no way that Kadarius could get around the end.
Callaway still the running back on 2nd down and 13. Handoff again to Callaway. Gets a couple of extra yards and then some. Keeps turning those legs past the original line of scrimmage. Good hard-earned 4 yards for Callaway on that 2nd down run. 3rd and 9 coming up for the Aggie offense. Looking for their first down today.
Number 12 of Kennesaw State's helmet came off. He must leave the game for 1 play.
5-2 for 3 for only 5 yards passing. Had a season-low 112 yards a week ago. Before that, he was over 200 each game this year. 3rd down, 9 yards to go. Sideline pass, and good coverage there for Kennesaw State. It was Caleb Alford in coverage, the intended receiver, TK King. So you can see the emphasis early to try to find number 12.
Yeah, in that case, I think somehow they got to figure out a way to get on the same page because they brought 5. We weren't going to hold our water with 5 up front coming, and he had to release the ball fast. It's not on Logan, but he's got everyone in his face, and he's got to release that thing. Maybe they need a little stop route there and not wait so long. Not enough time.
Benyard back deep. The punter's taken out. This is a flag on the play, and Benyard does not call for a fair catch. He's taken down for a loss, but Max Dean got pummeled, and there's a flag back near where the kicker was. Let's see if it's roughing the kicker, which would be an automatic first down and a big break for the Aggies. He got it wrapped up pretty good, it appeared.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker. Receiving team, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
And you know what, Danny?
Yeah.
I think it's a spot right there. What do you have to lose if you're Kennesaw State? Go after the punter, right?
Yeah, and they're thinking, you know what? I can block this thing because we've been crushing that offensive line the whole time. So, yes, they're punting. It's a different
Number
line.
8
even
for the
better.
foul.
We'll just
Number
run
8
right
for
through
Kennesaw
them.
State for the rough and the kicker foul.
Unfortunately, got the kick off. It was a good call. So, it's unfortunate for Kennesaw State, but New Mexico State, our first down with a penalty, maybe, but you got to take it. You got to go.
3 receivers bunched to the near side and 5 whistles at pass. P.J. Johnson. Blocking looked pretty good upfield with Gavin Harris, and Logan a little bit rattled right now. Threw it by P.J.
Well, it's tough when you're standing in the backfield most of the day, but those passes have to be routine. That's one you have to complete. And we look for them to get the ball out quickly. He got the ball out quickly, but we got to have a good pass in order to make the reception.
And those are passes we've seen 5 consistently complete up until about a week ago. Play fake. Time to throw this time for 5. Pocket collapsing. Slips by the defense. And he dives up towards midfield. So he gets up to the 45. Picks up 4 yards on the scramble. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
You know, I have no problem with Logan scrambling because he can scramble, but I think you have to get him out of the pocket because if they have this pocket there, it's hard to sneak out of the pocket. Roll them out one way or the other. Yes, it only gives you part of the field, but it does give you that opportunity to keep the ball and take it upfield yourself and more positive yards.
Aggies 0 for 2 on 3rd down today. 5 on 3rd and 6. That's a tough throw caught by Callaway and a great open field tackle made by nickelback Cody Jones, the transfer from Michigan. Another loss on a pass play, a loss of 2 yards. And I would expect to see Max Dean, but right now the offense staying out there momentarily.
Yeah, they're going to have to. You know, I have no problem with their strategy. It says, let's get the ball out quickly. So get the ball out of his hands, put it in a playmaker's hands. But in order for that strategy to work, that block at the point of attack right there by Gavin Harris has to happen. So that's 2 times we've missed the block there, and that blew up the play, not the pass.
This time, Kennesaw State will sag off. Benyard approaches the punt, and Benyard will handle and return, and he's speared by Nate Mitchell. No matter the score, Mitchell will play hard. The young man out of Temple in Texas has had a fine year. A redshirt sophomore who has 3 picks. And he'll stay out there in defense with the Kennesaw State offense back out. They lead 17-0 late in the first quarter. 44-yard punt for Dean, a return of only 1 yard for Benyard. The Aggie defense desperately needs a stop coming up. They would also love another takeaway. They have 18 takeaways this year, which is top 6 around the country. KSU football when we return. There's a look at Aggie defensive coordinator in his second year, Joe Morris. And Danny, you had a chance to chat with Joe this week.
Yeah, it's always nice to talk to Joe and see what he's up to and what new things he has. He knew this was going to be a tempo game, and he knew that it was important that they really try to strategize in their OODA loop. Last time we talked about that. That was an observe, orient, decide, act quickly, because it's a tempo defense, and you got to keep the quarterback contained. That's the job.
Pretty good balance, run and pass right now for this tempo offense for Kennesaw State. Pinned pretty deep. So they're going to take an early home run shot, and it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage there by Campbell and Session for New Mexico State. True freshman Atlanta native Clayton Kopic was the man that Odom was targeting.
You know, they don't have any problem pulling the trigger on those deep ones right now. When I talk to Coach, he's like, yeah, they'll throw deep. It's a huck-a-chuck football down the field.
60 on the ground, 83 passing so far today for Kennesaw State, trying to go to 7-2 after starting the season 0-2. Aggies started 2-0. They're 3-5 now. Runner on second down. This is Coleman Bennett. A nice second down run. Third and short coming up with tempo for KSU.
Yeah, we're there. You know, they block the linebackers to the second level. We come in with the safety right there to make a tackle, and he doesn't make the play, and they bleed it for 3 or 4 more yards. Gives us a third and short.
3rd and 2. Aggie defense trying to make a stop. It's going to depend on the spot. Looks like it is good enough for a first down. Needed 2 yards and got 2. They're going to move the chains on that run for Bennett. The transfer from Rice. It's like Quincy Davis a little shaken up on that play. Quick tempo again for Odom. High throw, incomplete.
Yeah,
intended for Ravar.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Adam, but I think the Aggies got to get set up quickly. I still think they're looking back to the sideline saying, okay, what's the call? Are we going to make the change? Are we going to do what? And if it's up-tempo, you have to do that quickly and just let it go. Let it rip. Make the changes on the field, but don't wait, and get aligned as fast as possible.
Odom started 4 for 4. Since then, he's 0 for 4. 4 for 8 now for 83 yards and 2 touchdowns. Motion man Benyard to the near side. Need to pay attention to him. Odom looking that way. Slips by Vislisel. Shuffles it near side to his running back Belcher. Stayed behind the line of scrimmage. And another third down coming up for KSU after a gain of 2.
Number 13 of the defense, his helmet came off. By rule, we must leave the game for one play.
Harder to keep your eye on the quarterback, but had everyone covered downfield, nowhere to go with the ball, so he had to scramble out. We got to keep a spy on Odom because he's a good runner, and he's a big hoss, man. He can run.
Kennesaw State 2 for 3 today on third down. Converted on 3rd and 5 on their recent scoring drive. This is 3rd and 8. They fake the handoff. Odom throws it off balance. Incomplete. Good coverage. That is the nickel. Armand Hale, the transfer for Kent State. And Kennesaw State will have to punt.
Coach Morris draws up a little pressure defense on front there. He's bringing lots of guys, lots of pressure. This time we got to Odom. He had to throw it quickly, didn't get set, and threw it a little high and out of there. Watch the front up there. We have a lot of guys coming in, some twists happening in there, and we're right on him. Got to keep the pressure on him. Good quarterback. Don't let him be comfortable back there.
Hewitt, the punter. Aggies have their own version of Benyard with TK King, who's back at his own 25. Had a 34-yard return the last home game against Missouri State, and this will take a bounce that goes to the side. Need to get out of the way if you're New Mexico State right there. King was trying to get his teammates out of the way, and it settles right around the 15. And it will continue to be Logan Fife. The Aggies have pretty much only used one quarterback the entire way. In fact, the first pass attempt all year for backup Adam DeMonte came a week ago when Logan got his bell rung and DeMonte threw an incompletion. Every single completed pass without the trick play that Donovan Fapel threw against UNM has been Logan Fife. Aggies will hand it off here. It appears that is P.J. Johnson. No, that's Dejon Stanley. I thought I saw number 0. I was wondering why P.J. was back there. That's Stanley on the first down run.
Yeah, nice. And here's what's happening. We come out with the spread, and we've shown the spread on every possession. Now they were in a 3-man front, which means they got holes up in front there, so hand the ball to your guy and have him punch it in the middle as fast as you can.
Aggies trying to go with tempo of their own. Fife rolling out, looking for Harris, and he throws it low, intended for Gavin Harris. So
There is no foul for intentional grounding. Number 2 is in the area.
This defense needs
Third
a
down.
rest.
Yeah, the Aggie defense you're talking about. Certainly they've been on the field a lot. I like the last play call. There's not much you can do when everyone's covered. That just happens, but they got Logan out of the pocket at him. We talked about a mobile quarterback, the importance of this game, and he was out of the pocket, no one there. Unfortunately, he had nowhere to throw at the ball.
Aggies 0 for 3 on third down. The only first down came on the Kennesaw State penalty when they roughed the kicker. 5-man rush, quick throw, and the pass is caught by Gavin Harris. Heck of a grab shy of the 30.
We saw some throws like that early on in the season where he had PJ in the end zone for a couple, and it's like, how did he get that in there? This is the case this time. That was a great throw. Last week he was afraid to pull a trigger. I think Coach Yost is saying, look, read it, trust yourself, pull the trigger. Don't go double clutch it.
Let it rip, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we want to see from the Logan Fife. He did that a bunch early on this year when he was playing extremely well. Play fake. Aggies block well. Fife lobbing it downfield. 2 receivers, also 2 defenders. King and Faupel there. Coverage for Kennesaw State with Washington and Offord. So the Aggies trying to get TK King deep, which worked earlier this year against Sam Houston.
Yeah, I think I like the play call of getting them, throwing it deep, because you have to threaten that you can do that. What I don't like is where you end up with 2 receivers standing near each other. So that when you had TK and you had Donovan Faupel standing close, it just brings a lot of other garbage right there, and no one really is the intended receiver.
Jet sweep handoff to Stanley, who stopped and let the defense go to work. That is Elijah Hill.
Number 56 in the defense, his helmet came off for play. He must sit for one play.
Stanley stopped. I think he was waiting for blockers, and Hill was able to recover. And the stud freshman with a tackle for loss of 3 yards.
Yeah, he had a great game, that freshman. Hill had a last week as well. If there's one thing that we have noticed so far in this first quarter is they have a big, fast front, long forming plays, coming around from, speed, reverses. I don't know that those are going to work.
Line to gain the 39 with 1:10 left here in the opening quarter. All Kennesaw State today. Fife throws a sideline pass that was intended for Terrion Graves. A good throw probably has him. Graves was open around the 40, right at the sticks, incomplete. And Max Dean, who's been busy so far this afternoon, will punt again.
That last play is what we're going to see. If New Mexico State's going to climb back into this, those passes are going to be there all day. You have to start hitting some of those, because in that case they spread everyone out. You end up in man coverage. Nice out route there. He's there. Get the ball to him.
This is David Barker, who's punting for New Mexico State right here. The 3rd Aggie punt today. This one gets away, and it's a short punt, and it will take a side bounce and a very generous bounce for Kennesaw State. Their offense hasn't needed much help today, and they're going to have some help on that punt by Barker. That just got by midfield. We go back to that previous drive, Danny. If you find a way to get a touchdown, you feel like you're kind of getting back in this game. But now your defense is back out there, and Kennesaw State has a chance to put this one kind of away rather early.
In that last punt, it's important to note what happened there, because you have to have that punt to flip the field. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good punt, and we didn't flip the field, which makes it hard again on the defense.
We're likely going to see a heavy dose of the run the rest of the way today for Kennesaw State. Squeezing through a hole in the defense is Chase Belcher in that first down run up to the 45. Picks up only 3 yards with 40 seconds left here in the opening quarter.
Good first down. Coach Morse likes to see that. It gives him more things to call on this second down series.
This is a direct snap to Belcher as Odom motioned out as a wide receiver. The run goes straight ahead to midfield for a gain of 5, and 3rd and 2 coming up with 20 seconds left here in the quarter.
Big third down right here.
And I don't think Kennesaw State will snap the football before the start of quarter 2. They get pretty creative on offense, don't they, Danny, with that previous play in the Wildcat?
Yeah, no doubt about it. But plus you also have a big, huge hoss of a quarterback that can take it in there and get some positive yards, which makes it very hard.
That's the end of first quarter.
3rd and 2 on the other side for Kennesaw State. Odom incomplete on his previous 5 throws after starting 4 for 4 today The Owls run for 80 yards in quarter one. They lead by 17, looking for their 7th win this year. A pair of first quarter touchdown catches for star receiver Gabe Benyard, and a 35-yard field goal has Kennesaw State up 17-0 through one quarter today. Our homecoming, a big 3rd and 2 coming up, Danny, out of this first quarter timeout. Kennesaw State 2 for 4 today on 3rd down. First play in quarter 2. This might be 4-down territory for the Owls. Won't matter. To the 3rd level is Coleman Bennett before he's finally drugged down shy of the 25. There's been some big holes right now in the running game for KSU.
Yeah, you know,
Official timeout for an injury to the offense.
Let's take a look at it here. He cuts off. I think the intention was to go right up between guards, center, but he bounces to the outside. We had no one on the 2nd level. Consequently, he gets to the 3rd level and picks up big yardage there.
23-yard explosion on 3rd and 2 for Bennett, who only had 5 carries for 17 yards the previous 2 games. He was battling an injury. Started his career at Bucknell, transferred to Rice. Now he's the team leader in carries and rushing yards for Kennesaw State. Bullock was shaken up, so he heads off. He's the star tight end for head coach Jerry Mack. Big discrepancy in rushing yards today. Already above 100 for Kennesaw State. And a flag comes in, a false start coming up on the Owls.
False start. Offense, number 18. 5-yard penalty. First down.
We'll call that a freshman mistake on the freshman wide receiver, Clayton Kopic, who's out of Atlanta. There's been some good continuity on this offensive line for Kennesaw State. Their O-line has only allowed 2 sacks in conference play. 9 total sacks allowed all year. That is the lowest in Conference USA. The same starting O-line every game this year. Hand off to Bennett again, and Gabe Peterson, the first man to meet him, pushes him back. Play blown dead at the 32.
That's what we'd like to see from Gabe Peterson coming in off the edge there, and part of that is the big interior down lineman that really stuffed it with nowhere to go. So as you see right in the middle, there's nowhere to take it. Gabe comes off the end there and comes in and secures it, make sure he gets no more positive yards.
Second go around as an Aggie for Peterson, who is out of Overland Park in Kansas. Second down and 15. Quarterback draw for Odom. And Odom, with the flag down, gets up to the 20, but this could be a hold on Kennesaw State.
During the run, holding, offense number 64. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Repeat second down.
That is why Odom slipped free there, Danny.
Yeah, it could be. That always helps too, right? But it was still a good call, a play call, because everyone is matched up. There's nowhere to go. You see it right there. We have someone spying him, and the spy right in the middle there where 75 was holding, that was the guy that was held. His job is to watch the quarterback. Do not let him out of the pocket. He couldn't do that.
It's called on Cameron Williams, who was filling in during the last game against UTEP for JT Pennington, who was injured during that UTEP game 11 days ago at right guard. He'll stay on the ground here with Diggs, the third of 3 running backs, redshirt junior, 4th year on the program, third and a bunch. They need the 17 coming up. 3rd and 22 we'll call it. And it doesn't appear to be field goal range right now for Williams, who has a long of 44 this year. Odom, a short drop, throws it to a man wide open across the middle. Going to be shy of a first down, but a good chunk on that 3rd and 22 play. It goes for 17 to Benyard. Let's see if the field goal unit will come out. It will be the field goal unit coming out for KSU.
Do you see how that green grass right to where Benyard was coming from? If there was one thing that we have noted from the first quarter in this, is that Benyard is a guy you have to keep your eye on. Giving Benyard that much room will cost you 17 yards, and that's what you can't have, because that puts them in field goal range and gives them 3.
It was a 35-yarder in quarter 1 for Williams, the Richmond Hill, Georgia native, out of the hold of the punter, Hewitt. This one from 40, and he pushed it. Not even close. That was a shank from Williams. Some life for New Mexico State. This one is far from over. It is still early on quarter 2, 3 minutes in. Aggie football from the 22 when we come back.
For decades, Nusenda Credit Union has been here for you and for our communities. Through Earn Your Return and Community Rewards, you're earning cash back or supporting programs that will make a difference for generations to come. Whether your dream is big or small, we've got you. Good for you, good for our community.
At Aprendamos Family of Services, we're building a brighter future one family at a time. From early intervention and therapy services to educational support and family counseling, we are here to guide your journey every step of the way. With a compassionate team of professionals and innovative programs, we're dedicated to helping children and families thrive in southern New Mexico. Learn more by calling 575-526-6682 or visiting AITkids.com.
Here's to the unseen late nights, learning curves, and your perseverance. The behind the scenes is where the magic magic happens. It's where you shape your process and where you don't let anything hold you back. GECU is there to support you through it all with the products and services that you trust, so you can focus on making your own path. Become a member online now at GECU.com.
50 years ago, the Mescalero Apache tribe introduced the world to a new destination, Inn of the Mountain Gods. What began as a small hotel has evolved into New Mexico's premier mountain resort. To all those who have supported our tribe through the years, we thank you and welcome you to celebrate the 50th anniversary with us. Hashlatine Bagotli, Hashlatine Benagotla. Yeah.
Adam Young, Danny Nee, Kelly Horizon back with you. First ever matchup, New Mexico State and Kennesaw State. Get all of ESPN college football all in one place with the all-new ESPN app. Unlock with the ESPN Unlimited plan or log in with your television provider. It's a big, big drive coming up, Danny, as this offense looks to get on track.
You need a first down. Got to start with the first down. We've only had two, one of which was on a penalty, but you got to start there because you only have 13 yards in total offense.
Running back Isaiah Ruddison, who's coming off his best day as an Aggie, 7 carries, 34 yards. In that loss against WKU a weekend ago, he gains 3 yards. He ran hard in Bowling Green last weekend.
He did. You know, we have a big bruiser in the knee pad household. That's what we call big bruiser right there, Ruderson, but he has to take that. He even shuffled his feet. Stick your nose in there and go get 4 yards. 4 yards in a cloud of dust. That's what we need.
Ruddison will stay in at running back. Fife will swing it out. Good throw, caught. Some yards after the catch for TJ Pride. Forward progress to the 30. So a 5-yard pickup on the screen pass. Better blocking upfield that time, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 2.
You know, that's what those plays are all about. If you have blocking at the point of attack, you can go get some positive yards, and that's a good job right there. Get the ball out of Logan's hands quickly. You have 2 guys downfield blocking. Maybe should have bounced it outside, but you still got good yardage. Leaves you 3rd and short.
Just the 5th catch all year for TJ Pride, who was the top receiver a year ago. Finding a crease. Isaiah Ruddison runs for a first down to the 35. Another 5-yard pickup. So the Aggies get just their 3rd first down today, just their 2nd first down on offense. The other came on the roughing the kicker call.
So Ruddison, 4 yards, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. That's how you do it right there. You just keep driving, 2 hands on that ball. Don't let him knock it out.
2 receivers to the right. Lone receiver left is Donovan Fappel. And Fife trying to get rid of it. That could be intentional grounding. It's going to be picked up by Kennesaw State. They're going to blow it dead. Was there a receiver in the area? The officials will discuss. Fife had a man screaming in his face right away. Kennesaw State begging for a flag.
You know, that's a quick read. That's one of those ones where, let's see what they have. Let's see what they have.
Intentional grounding. Offense, number 4. There was no receiver in the area and the ball did not reach the line of scrimmage. Lost it down at the spot of the foul. 2nd down.
That's a tough one right there. You know, the play is you're gonna have a quick read. The problem with our quick read plays so far is that the defense has been standing next to Logan when he's trying to read, and there's nothing he could do with it. You know, as long as he takes care of the football too, turnover there would have been horrific. So, okay, we got a bad penalty, but at least you're back to fight another down.
Kennesaw State was blitzing from the nickel position with Cody Jones, who's been in a lot of plays today. He's a transfer from Michigan. Quick dump off. Callaway with some running room. Hurdles over the defender and gets an extra yard or 2 past the original line of scrimmage. Kadarius Callaway jumps over the 35 to the 36-yard line. He gets a dozen.
Yeah, we need someone with a big game, big play, big something to get it going. Maybe it's this right here. Whoa, hey, yo. There we go. Still got to get a first down, though.
We saw the tight end Gavin Harris do the same thing early this year in Ruston against Louisiana Tech. So it's still 3rd down coming up, despite all that. Fife, pocket holds. Fife has a man caught for a first down. Donovan Fappel just shy of midfield. His 27th catch in the previous 6 games, but 2 flags are down around the 35.
Holding, offense number 79. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
You know, last week at Western Kentucky, We had a couple penalties that really cost us as we were going in to put some points on the board. And these are the ones right here where you're holding and you're making positive movements. We got a first down. We have a nice play going, and you hold. So that's a tough one right there.
10-yard penalty, so now it is 3rd down and just shy of 20. So negate the previous catch by Fappel, the team leader in catches and receiving yards, has a touchdown in 2 of the previous 3 games. He'll be a big target here on a 3rd and long. Underneath throw and complete. That was the running back, Holloway, who's probably going to be hit right at the 30. It would not have been enough for a first down or even getting back to the original line of scrimmage, but it is a drop, and the offense continues to struggle to find a rhythm with penalties, even when you find a little bit rhythm on offense in the passing game.
Yeah, and this is one where you're just trying to get as many positive yards as possible so we can try to flip the field. Is he going to get the first down? Probably not, but you got a chance. He's a big play maker, but you got to catch the football.
Barker, the backup punter, back out there to kick it away to Ben Yard, who handles at the 26. And the Aggies special teams group up to the task again. Burnock Aya out there, Jacoby Campbell, Zayden Davis, and it was finished off by the long snapper, Grayson Curtis. 17-0. Kennesaw State with the lead on the road here at Aggie Memorial. Adam Young, Danny Nee, Kelly Horizon back with you. We go down to the field and check in with Kelly.
Yeah, guys, that drive for New Mexico State looking a little bit more optimistic for its offense. At this point, they're just looking to get into field goal range and rely on its kicker, Ryan Hawk. He came into this program during the offseason to transfer out of Valparaiso, where he put together the best season a kicker has for Valpo, going 15 of 20, He went 11 of 15 on field goals, where he then earned second team all-conference honors. Now, fun fact for your day, Valpo came in here and played New Mexico State in 2022, which is when Hawk came here, visited the campus, as well as explored the city and went for hikes, which is when he fell in love with New Mexico State and it became his dream school. So it's a pretty full circle moment for Hawk, now wearing an Aggie jersey. Fast forward to look what he's done for New Mexico State. He has gone 15 of 20 on field goals, 16 of 17 on extra points, and recorded a season-long 50-yarder. He has single-handedly helped New Mexico State stay in games. You look at last week against WKU, he was the lone scorer in that game up until that late fourth quarter defensive fumble recovery for 6. Other than that, all points courtesy of Hawks. They're going to be looking to rely on Hawk and his leg consistency to hopefully get them right back into this game.
Thank you, Kelly. That tempo spread offense on full display right now for Kennesaw State. Play flake And going downfield is Odom, and the catch is made by Kopic. Touchdown, Kennesaw State. On a play-action fake, Kopic got separation, and he hauls it in for the touchdown. Another perfectly thrown deep ball by Amari Odom.
Got Nick Session on coverage back there, and he's in decent position. If you look at it as the bomb's away, we're in good position, but we kind of stop when you look back. And when we stop, we kind of get tangled up, and then we fall down, and the receiver just keeps on trucking. He goes on by, and that was an easy TD.
Yeah, at first I thought maybe Kopic pushed off on Session, but he kind of just slipped. And the true freshman beats him to the football for his second touchdown catch during his freshman year. And the big explosive play comes back to hurt the Aggie defense again. 55-yard touchdown throw by Odom, hooking up with Kopic. 6'1", 155-pound true freshman from Atlanta, which is only about 15 or 20 minutes away from Kennesaw.
Well, Adam, it makes this a little bit harder now that we're down 23. You got to figure out a way to take this drive and get points on the board. We heard from Kelly. We got Ryan, but we got to get over in positive territory in order for Ryan to even have a shot at field goal. But we need 7. We need to pick up big chunks. And so, unfortunately, we didn't want to be in this situation where we have to rely on big chunks. But you're 23 down. You're going to have to start doing something a little different to get into position and put some points on the board. Desperate need of points.
Touchdown catches of 34, 23, and now 55 for this Kennesaw State offense. They were averaging 38 points per game in their previous 3 games coming in. 34 points per game in conference play, which leads Conference USA, and that could go up today. They're on pace for well over 34 in this game if the Aggie defense does not get back on track. And this goes back to a week ago against WKU. There were some big play struggles against Western Kentucky. The defense overall this year has done a decent job with big plays. One bounce to TK King, who's running near sideline, and he gets shoved out of bounds right around the 35-yard line. So almost broke it loose for his second career return touchdown.
Well, TK is the big play guy, or one of them, that we need to figure out how to get more of him into this game, especially since we're down by 23. So now let's take a look at it here. He has wheels, he has moves. Look at the blocking up front there. See that little crease right to the right there? He does, and he's off to the races.
So the Aggies will have their best field position today. They will scrimmage from the 38. 5 throws it to the sideline to Dijon Stanley, who is shoved out of bounds just shy of the 45 to the 44. Pickup of a half dozen for the running back out of California, Granada Hills, a transfer from Utah.
I think that's what you're going to see Kennesaw State do, is they're going to keep the front 4 there, and they're just going to back just a little bit, not giving up any big plays. They have lots of cushion to play with here, so they're just going to give them everything underneath.
Handoff goes to Stanley, who is twisted around, a yard shy of a first down. Needed 4, he gets 3. It's 3rd and 1. That was a quick scoring drive of 47 seconds for Kennesaw State. Aggies 2 for 7 today on 3rd down. This is likely 4-down territory. P.J. Johnson in motion. 2 receivers stacked to the left. Handoff, and there is nowhere to go for Stanley. He might have lost a half yard on the play. He did. So now it's going to be 4th and a yard and a half to go, and it's going to be a long yard and a half, and the Aggie offense will stay on the field.
I think Coach Yost was trying to stay out of these situations where you have to come in with a heavier personnel set because they didn't believe they could hold the offensive line. And you can see why there. The big defensive push, nowhere to go with the ball.
3 for 8 this year on 4th down. 4th and 2. 5 completes the pass into Kennesaw State territory. That is TK King. So the Aggies keep the drive moving. And quite honestly, Danny, kind of keep the game moving here in the second quarter.
Yeah, you got to keep going here. You got 6:40 left, and so now's the time to go down there and put some points on the board. Logan rolling out of the pocket, which I think he needs to do, and dump the ball out quickly and smartly.
12-yard connection, the third catch today for TK. So the Aggies are finding a way to get him the football. Only had 10 total touches the previous 2 weeks combined. And that includes returns as well. Needs more touches for sure. Fife to Gavin Harris, who hangs on across the middle. Nice catch and heavy traffic by the tight end inside the 30, his second catch today. This one goes for 14.
You know, I think Coach said if we can spread him out, somehow he thinks he's going to see more of an odd man front there, 3-man set, and he did, but you are getting blitzing pressure where you end up with 4-man pressure, but someone's coming from an edge or some other position, so you're still having 4, which means you're going to be someone light on the backside, and we found him.
Dijon Stanley still the running back. Quick toss to Stanley, who finds a hole, cuts it upfield. Touchdown, Dijon Stanley. His first career rushing touchdown.
Well, if there was ever a time that he should let himself be noted, it's now. And so what a great job there. And that's a quick little pitch.
Game clock operator. Please reset the game clock to 5 minutes, 35
right
seconds.
Here up front there, we're going to block down, toss it out
5-3-5.
quickly, and he cuts it back a little bit against the grain, and there was no one there but Green.
Young man from Granada Hills in California, spent 2 years in Utah's program. Did not record a rushing touchdown there. His long run all year as an Aggie before that run was 13. This one goes for 28 on the pitch, and Hawk bangs it through. To say the Aggies desperately needed that would be an understatement. 5:35 left in half one. The Aggies will get the football first to start the third.
No, it's a nice score, and the other thing about scoring is it's scored quickly too, so clock from here on out is going to be important because you're down heavy, that you have to watch that clock and make sure that you quickly score as fast as possible and try to get that defense to get a stop and get back out there again and try to crawl your way back any way possible. Right there, Coach Sanchez, kind of a half a smile, kind of okay, but he knows he's got a big hill to get up.
Well, the touchdown's big, but Danny converting on 4th and 2, even bigger because that allowed you to stay on the field on offense.
And I think that may have, Coach Yost may have found something on that offensive series on that 4th. Now, they were actually in there trying to plug the hole for a quick run, but that's okay. You still are playing those cat and mouse games. It's like you put them all in the box, and I'm going to throw the ball outside.
Ryan Hawk will kick it off to Cody Jones, who is back deep. Jones will not have a return, and the Kennesaw State offense is back on the field. And now the Aggie defense, Danny, has to find a way to limit the big play in the secondary.
Yeah, you know, we talked about those guys going for hucka-chucka style football. They have shown it, and they're not bashful about doing it. And the sad parts of some of that, Adam, is that they just didn't make one big play down and get behind us, several. So we got to do a better job at that. And in certain cases, like this last touchdown, we're right there, and we just tangle in our own feet. It's like we got to get out of our own way sometimes.
No takeaways yet for the Aggie defense, which has been known for takeaways this year. The running back runs into his own man. That is Belcher, the running back, who ran into one of his blockers. A nice pickup on the first down run. The ground game's been exceptional. Almost 120 today for KSU.
And we're right there. So you see Brad Vislasel is right there ready to make a play. Didn't happen.
Odom has his pass dropped by Benyard. Good coverage coming there from JoJo Charles.
Tempo is important to them, and they're going to play with tempo the whole game no matter what. So you got to be ready to get set and get positioned. Sometimes that can help the defense too. If you get set and they make an errant throw, you have to be in there to make a pick, which you talked about. We need a turnover.
3rd and 3. They fake the pitch. Rolling out is Odom. Looking for a receiver. He had a man and he threw it behind him. Wide open was Javon Rogers, and he missed him. He's missed some throws around 10 yards. He's been on the money 20-plus yards today.
And maybe that was the last one. He didn't have his feet set, so he's throwing from a run. It's coming back a little bit behind him, which makes it a little bit of a harder throw. Maybe it's that, and he was off just a little bit. But that's an advantage to the Aggies. That happens.
And now the momentum could start to sway a little bit late in this first half.
Are you allowed to say that? The momentum swinging our way?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Punt is away for Hewitt, who fell. Nobody touched him. TK King is going to return this. And King is grabbed right away. There is a flag down, though, at the 12-yard line. And there's a flag down around the 20. I don't think anybody touched the kicker, but Hewitt fell down. So there's a flag around the kicker, Hewitt, and a flag in the return area. Hewitt definitely fell, but I don't think anybody clipped him. We'll have to see a replay.
My eyes were already downfield to see who's getting the ball on that high kick, because it was a high one. It was hanging there, and it was TK was going to call it, or whether he was just going to let it bounce, and he took it. And I didn't see where the flag was or what the penalty was on the return as well. But yes,
there are 2 fouls in the play, both by the receiving team. Holding number 21. That penalty is declined. Running into the kicker, number 8. 5-yard penalty results in a first out.
I would love to see that again. That's Arnvis Lascelles, and his helmet hit the foot of Hewitt. What do you think there, Danny? I mean, do you have to let the leg come down, I assume?
I think you do. You have to have him enough room to land, right? So
yeah.
it's
you got to peel away.
You got to peel away somehow.
So that allows the drive to continue. Whether it was roughing the kicker or running into the kicker didn't matter because it was 4th and 3. So 5-yard penalty, first down for Kennesaw State. Their offense back on the field, and that is a major bummer if you're an Aggie fan. Odom will stick it in the belly of his running back, Diggs. He spins and is met by an Aggie defensive line wall. No gain on the play. Kennesaw State has run for 121 today.
You see a lot of runs, using the clock, trying to manage it down as much as possible, but they'll also not be afraid to pull the trigger on someone downfield. So defensive backs, you have to make sure no one gets behind you.
Right back to the ground. Just a minor hole there for Diggs, and he's small enough to find it as he gets up to the 43. Wiggles ahead for 5 yards. Not a big back. 5'9", 201, redshirt junior. 3rd and 4. Tempo. Odom's pass is high. It is caught, and it's good enough for a first down. 5-yard pickup on the catch made by Diggs, the running back who is lined up as a receiver.
Yeah, you know, if we're stepping up, we're staying playing back a little bit more, they're just going to take that as well. And so that's just a quick toss outside there.
Odom looking deep again. This one is overthrown, and it is also overthrown by the defensive back, Hale. Hale was the closest man to it. Wallace, the receiver.
You end up in that 2-deep situation there, and the receiver was splitting the two high safeties right up the middle and just couldn't get the ball to him. There was an opening between it. That's the soft spot of that 2-high safety look.
Just shy of midfield for this Kennesaw State offense, which has compiled 296 yards of offense in this first half. They got the ball to start the game today. Odom double clutches and almost throws a pick. Lorenzo Smith right there at the 40, reaching for it. The Aggies don't have a takeaway yet today. They have 18, though, for the year.
You know, that's an advantage right there for New Mexico State because they're throwing the ball, clock stops, didn't make the pass, couldn't get to the guy, and so now it keeps the clock at 3:35.
3rd and 10 for KSU. Neither team great today on 3rd down. Neither team has been great recently on 3rd down. Kennesaw State 6 for 24 on 3rd down in their previous 2 games coming in. It's going to be a handoff and no gain on the play. Might even be a loss of a half yard on the handoff to Coleman Bennett. So a conservative play call for Kennesaw State, knowing that they would punt even if they didn't get it here.
Well, that was swarming defense right there. So you get people off the pile, and there was, 6-7 guys that were right there, and that all starts with that front four that they really did a great push on that series that was in there the whole time, holding their ground, not letting any penetration.
If you can find a way to keep the football in the final 3:02 and just get points, a field goal or a touchdown, you make it a 2-possession game and you get the football to start the 3rd quarter. Aggies stay away from the punter this time. TK King calls for a fair catch, and he receives it at the 11. Check that, the 16. 36-yard punt, no return for King. Would you agree, Danny? You get 3 here. You feel like you're in this game.
Yeah, you get 3 here. You come in at halftime and you're saying, look, we're down. We had some stuff happen, yes, but we're in a fight. And this was going to be a fight. We talked about how this is going to be a big fight, and you just got to, in a fight, you just got to keep going to the end. Don't quit.
Now, with that said, you cannot have a quick 3 and out here and give the football back to Kennesaw State before the end of the half. Screen pass to TJ Pride, trying to turn it upfield. And Pride is speared out of bounds. His second catch in this half. He only had 4 catches in the first 8 games this year coming in.
Yeah, that's a great job. This is the spread it out, get the ball out, nice pass, go get some positive yards, and then, take whatever they give you and then get out of bounds.
Pride a year ago had a team-high 34 receptions as a true freshman. Pistol back is Callaway. Quick dump off to Callaway, a lot of breathing room upfield, and he is pummeled out of bounds, but he has a first down as he gets 6, and the Aggies are up to the 27.
Is that a swarming Kennesaw State defense that is putting some big hits on players? Man, they are really popping out there.
2-minute timeout coming up, and Logan Fife will not run another play.
This is the 2-minute
2
timeout.
minutes left, second quarter. It's a 24-7 lead for Kennesaw State, but New Mexico State has the football, and they will also get the football first to start the third. Big drive continues when we return.
Take pride in your work. The things that you make you. White Sands Federal Credit Union has built something to be proud of right here in the Mesilla Valley, helping generations of people at every step of life. Local people making local decisions, paying attention to the details with all the loan and financial support you need. When it comes to our community, come to White Sands Federal Credit Union, your local credit union.
Randy Selby, CEO of American Document Services.
And I'm Rick Jackson, founder of American Document Services.
We're a full records management company. We scan, store, and shred.
And presently we're in the shred room. Randy, what do you say we jump over to the warehouse?
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're in the warehouse, Dad.
Yes, this is where we store all the documents nice and secure for our customers. Oh, I'm getting a phone call from a customer. Gotta pull the file, gotta go.
Go
Aggies, shred the competition.
For decades, Nusenda Credit Union has been here for you and for our communities. Through Earn Your Return and Community Rewards, you're earning cash back or supporting programs that will make a difference for generations to come. Whether your dream is big or small, we've got you. Good for you, good for our community.
Today's New Mexico State football game is brought to you by Nusenda Credit Union, Sports Accessories, White Sands Federal Credit Union, and by Memorial Medical Center. 6 plays, 62 yards on the previous drive, which resulted in a touchdown. 2 plays, 11 yards here. Danny, what's the offense done to improve the previous 2 drives?
I think they went back to their spread offense and just trying to get the ball out, but they're making better passes. Just like, it was almost there.
Gavin Harris was open, but closing quickly was linebacker Taiwan Christopher for the incompletion.
And I think from the first series or so, we saw that we missed some passes, and then we weren't blocking on the point of attack. We're blocking a little bit better, and he's got on target with some of those passes, and that was key.
2 timeouts left for New Mexico State. All 3 left for Kennesaw State. High snap to 5. Quick handoff to Kadarius Callaway, who continues to push the pile, but he only gets 1 yard. 3rd and 9 And you really don't want to give the football back to Kennesaw State. I'm surprised they haven't used a timeout yet here.
Yeah.
So Kennesaw State does not use a timeout. The Aggies will now use some clock with the play clock at 20 and 90 seconds left here in the quarter. 3rd and 9 for Fife. Sideline pass to Fappel. Let's see where the forward progress is. It's good enough for a first down. They had him past the sticks, gain of 10.
You know, the spread offense, they're coming with 3 down linemen or an odd man front there, but they're bringing 2 other additional people. Could be backers, could be cornerbacks or safeties filling as well. So they're getting a 5-man pressure. That's a great job of hanging in and making a good pass.
5 to the sideline. This is Brody Malone Bradford, the freshman. His first catch in 3 games. And now the passing game is improving as Tony Sanchez burns a timeout.
Yeah, that last one worried me just a little bit because it hung.
Timeout.
Then you feel yourself going,
New Mexico State, they're second.
Some of those that hang
Timeout was called with
way across the
1:03 on the
field,
game
you got
clock.
to make a big
1:03.
pass, makes it very difficult, but they got the ball and they're moving.
30-second timeout.
8-yard pitch and catch to Brody Malone Bradford, his 9th catch during his freshman year. So the Aggies are just shy of midfield. You probably need, Danny, I would say, the Kennesaw State 33-ish to feel good about Ryan Hawk field goal territory. He did bang home a 50-yarder in Bowling Green a week ago.
Yeah. Well, he can do it. We have to just get down in that territory and make it happen. It would be nice to get 7 as well. I mean, you got a minute, so you can get down the field in a hurry. So you just got to manage your clock and have a couple of good plays right here.
Remember, the Aggies had to use that first timeout 2 plays into their first offensive drive. So that could really come back to hurt them here down the stretch in this first half. 2nd down and 2. Will they run the football here with only 1 timeout left? They're going to throw, and Fife avoids his sack initially, then he does take one, which is the one thing you could not do right there. Donovan Westmoreland, his 3rd sack this year. Loss of 8.
Yeah, that's tough. That's not on Logan. He's trying to get the ball downfield. They're going to take a shot, but there's just not enough time for him to sit in the pocket, which we talked about. Got to go back to that spread offense and move it around a bit more.
And now you try to figure out how are you going to use the clock here. This is Dijon Stanley, a first down run into Kennesaw State territory. What a quarter for Dijon, the transfer from Utah.
And smart enough to get out of the bounds there.
Game clock operator, please reset the game
middle,
clock.
Nothing
32
happening.
seconds.
He bounced it outside,
32
got the
seconds,
corner, and took it to the sidelines and then stepped out quickly. It's a great job.
His longest run in the first 8 games was only 13 yards. He has a 28-yard touchdown run. And now a 15-yard scamper here in this quarter alone. Gavin Harris in motion. The Aggies just across midfield. Fife taken down from behind. Malik Williams could not hold his block. 2nd sack down the stretch. That is Jaden Grimes, the Marietta, Georgia native.
Yeah, so you see Logan Fife back there sitting in the pocket. We talked about anytime you sit in the pocket, he's just not enough time to look through there. Couldn't get through all of his leads there. You can see him looking left there. Little's covered right there in the middle of the screen. You can see it as he's moving to the right, and there's just not enough time with that offensive line. You've got to take your first, second read. That's all the time you have. Pull the trigger, let it go.
So the Aggies all the way back now to their own 42-yard line, a loss of 11. They got a long way to go here for field goal range, but you go back to the Liberty game, we saw a long completion to Gavin Harris, which gave the Aggies a shot in the final couple seconds in Lynchburg earlier this year in October. Let's see how they play this one with no timeouts left now. How to use the final one. Trying to get in Ryan Hawk field goal range here in the final 27 seconds. Pocket collapsing again. Fife running for his life. Flag comes down. Incomplete. Likely a hold anyway. 2 flags in around the 30. TK King, the intended receiver.
Holding. Offense number 74. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat 2nd down.
That's backup right tackle Elijah Harvey, redshirt sophomore from Fresno. And here you potentially take one shot and maybe you just take it into halftime here, Danny.
Yeah, I think so. I think, just find a way not to have a turnover, give them a chance to put any points on the board with 2nd and 30. Not a lot of calls you have for that.
No timeouts left either. An initial hold for Callaway. Stays on his feet, bounces to the outside, and he's taken down shy of the 40, and that will likely do it. I doubt New Mexico State runs another play. So a disappointing start, but some encouraging signs down the stretch. Aggies down 17, but they will get the football to start the third quarter. The offense found a little bit down the stretch in that second quarter. It was a rough start offensively, but a stronger finish for Logan Fife in the Aggie offense. It was 17-0 KSU at the end of one. Both teams only scored 7 in quarter 2. Halftime show is presented by U.S. Solar. It comes your way next on Homecoming from Aggie Memorial. Adam Young, Danny Nee, and Kelly Horizon back with you here at halftime. The halftime show is presented by U.S. Solar, a proud supporter of the Aggies. U.S. Solar is proud to be the official solar sponsor of Aggie Athletics. Learn more at us-solar.com. Here on Homecoming and Ag Day, Kelly is joined on the field by Dennis Knox, who is the CEO for Memorial Medical Center.
Dennis, thank you for joining me here today. Memorial Medical Center celebrating their 75th year. Congratulations. What does this mean to you and its 1,400 members?
Well, it's very meaningful to us. And this represents generations of trust, of people that come into a setting that is not comfortable, they're vulnerable. And they let us treat them, and it's very uncomfortable for them. So we're here today to honor the folks that laid the foundation for where we are today, the countless number of caregivers that have given their heart to this community. And I think that this really represents what we're all about. It's all about caring, all about gaining trust for the community. And in the past, we have you know, we look at the past and we honor the past, but we're inspired about the future for Memorial Medical Center.
You mentioned the future. Memorial Medical Center strives itself on continuing to grow to meet the needs of the community as well as the whole region. What are some exciting projects coming up?
Well, the growth is our focus for the evolving needs of the community. And from a procedural standpoint, we have an outstanding instrument called the 512 CT, which can instantly scan the body. We have a new cath lab coming in, our 4th cath lab, to serve our 9 cardiologists and our incoming electrophysiologist. And from an access standpoint, we opened up a great urgent care center in Anthony, New Mexico, in the outlying regions of Doña Ana County. And we also, next month, we're going to be operationalizing an outpatient imaging center so that patients don't have to come into the complex hospital. They can go to an outpatient setting and have their diagnostic imaging. And probably the best is we're investing in an electronic health record for the community to be able to communicate with their provider and to see their test scores and do all sorts of things from a communication standpoint.
Memorial Medical Center is the official healthcare partner of Aggie Athletics, but Memorial Medical Center also strives itself on partnering with other local causes as well. Why is that important?
Well, the heart of what we do is involving the community, and we look to partner with I'll identify 2 special entities, and that is the Cancer Warriors of Las Cruces. We stand by the folks that are fighting cancer, and the other is the Rio Grande Honor Flight. We participate with, most recently with the 20th Honor Flight to Washington, D.C., 37 veterans of the Korean and Vietnam War, and they go for an inspirational time in Washington, D.C. We sponsor that as well.
All right, Dennis, thank you. Adam.
Thank you, Kelly. Appreciate you. Dennis Knox, the CEO for Memorial Medical. Halftime continues after these messages. 24-7, Kennesaw State with a halftime lead. They jumped out to a 24-0 lead. A couple of early touchdowns for Gabe Benyard. These halftime highlights presented by Memorial Medical Center. Odom, 3 touchdown passes. That is already a new career high for him. He threw for 169 in the first half, and Danny Benyard was his key target, wasn't he?
Yeah, Benyard was the guy, and we knew that he was going to get the ball, and they were going to go to him, and he did, and they got good plays out of him.
28-yard touchdown run down the stretch in quarter 2 for Dijon Stanley. He has 6 carries for 49 yards in that touchdown run. Halftime continues from Aggie Memorial. "24-7 Kennesaw State with the lead. Halftime continues after these messages. You're watching Conference USA football on ESPN Plus. Halftime stats presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. Danny, we did see the Aggie offense trend up in quarter two. They have 120 of total offense for the game. 107 came in quarter two, so much better offensively in that second stanza.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And if you look at the stats, the big one, the passing yards here, those are 3 huge passing touchdowns that really take a chunk of that passing yardage as well. So those are the ones that hurt you right there. And, of course, a couple penalties that really took us out of trying to get some points in the second quarter as well.
Touchdown passes of 34, 23, and 55 for Jerry Mack's quarterback. Amari Odom making his 5th start. They've used 2 quarterbacks often this year, but it's going to be Odom, you better believe it, to start quarter number 3 when Kennesaw State has the football first. Aggies defer to start the game, so they will start with the football here in the third. They were down 24-0. Now it is 24-7. They could make it a 10-point game early on in the third and make this a football game again.
Got to get 3 scores.
Stanley's had a good day. King has had a good day. Those 2 guys are back to receive the kickoff from Williams, left to right. And the Williams kickoff is returnable for TK King. Running near side of the field. King still on his feet. He's past the 30. Nice return for TK. Kelly had the chance to catch up with Tony Sanchez at halftime.
Talking to Sanchez during break, he still feels that this game is within reach despite its deficit, especially because of the upward trajectory we saw from its offense in that second quarter. Especially when you look at this KSU team, they are known for beating up its opponents, particularly in that first quarter, and then kind of trailing off, allowing an opportunity for its opponent to come back. How Sanchez says they come back, they need to clean up the mistakes on offense, and they need to continue to see production out of its run game, which is kind of a surprise, particularly out of Dijon Stanley.
Screen pass to P.J. Johnson, makes a couple of guys miss. How about that? Yards after the catch for Johnson, a gain of 10. Made 3 different Kennesaw State defenders miss there, Danny.
Yeah, I think that's keeping with the strategy, right? That strategy in the second quarter seemed to work. We're going to spread it out. Got a little tempo action. I like it. Again, 4 wides. You got to go to it, spread it out, get the ball out of his hands, put the ball in the playmaker's hands. Go get some extra yards.
First down, number 9 for the Aggies here today. Up to the 44. 5 will pull it. He runs and only runs for a yard. Good decision to pull it, it seemed initially, but Logan dove and maybe gets a half yard on the play. They'll call it 2nd and 9.
But the decision making was quick and crisp. Did you see how fast he decided to pull it and go? And that's what you need to do. Don't hold the ball.
2 receivers right, 2 left, and the Aggies jump up front.
False start. Offense, number 12, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So false start pushes New Mexico State back 5 yards.
You know, Adam, the penalties are one thing, but the timing of some of the penalties have really come to hurt the Aggies. And even now it's like, well, it's no big deal. It is a big deal. You got to get points on that right out of the break.
P.J. Johnson in motion right to left. Fife, tunnel screen, low catch for Terrion Graves, and he will not get yards after the catch. Excellent defense. Isaac Paul, the strong safety, maneuvering Graves out of bounds.
He's got to get that ball up a little bit and give Graves the time to catch the ball and make the play yards after catch. It's inside. He needed to be coming back inside, but because the ball was low, he had to turn and try to go out towards the sidelines. Nothing there.
And now the shadows are playing a role. The Aggies are trying to see the play call. Hard to see on the field as we approach 4 o'clock. And Fife is dropped for another sack. The 4th for Kennesaw State defensively. That's the stud freshman again, Elijah Hill, who had 2.5 sacks last time out against UTEP. And all 4 sacks have come since the end of the second quarter for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, you know, clearly we're being overmatched down there on the offensive front. And now you have to start going to some long counts. You got to do something else to break up the usual routine and allow the quarterback more time to do something with the ball.
Backup punter David Barker continues to fill in. He will punt it away to Benyard. Nice high spiraling punt. Benyard back at the 6. Good blocking initially from Kennesaw State. And an excellent shoestring tackle made by Jacoby Campbell on special teams. So the field position will be poor at the 9-yard line for Kennesaw State on offense.
That's how you flip the field right there. Big punt, nice coverage on it. Quick tackle on Benyard, don't give him any extra yardage. Now the defense has got to go to work.
You know, Kelly brought up a good point, and we talked about this in the first quarter. Kennesaw State has been really good offensively, and overall in the first quarter of games, they have trailed off as games have gone on. They didn't play great in the second quarter, only scored 7 points. We'll see how they play here in the third, trying to pull away and notch their 7th win this year and stay undefeated in conference play. Handoff, bouncing to the outside, Bennett. Now he cuts it upfield. Nice run. Had nowhere to go initially, but manages to pick up 3 for Coleman Bennett, the Fort Lauderdale native.
Yeah, that's good running right there too, because there's not a lot of room there, and still being able to get something manageable, something positive out of it. That was tough.
A little more breathing room for this tempo offense. The hole was open initially, and then it closes with Gathers and Peterson. 3rd and 3 for Kennesaw State on offense.
You can hold here. If you can hold them there, now they would have to kick the ball and put us in good field position.
Handoff, push in the pile, and it's going to be a half yard enough for a first down. It's a pretty good spot. Needed a long 2, and they get about 3, so Bennett gets it. First down for Kennesaw State.
That's too bad, because that was an important 3rd down right there.
Kennesaw State's done a good job of mixing the running backs today with Diggs, Belcher, and Bennett. This is Bennett, who slips out of a tackle, trying to cut it upfield, gets to the 3rd level of the Aggie defense before he's brought down by Burnock Aya. Gain of 10, a first down for Kennesaw State again on the ground.
Yeah, those are tough because then the clock just keeps burning there. But we have Aggies that are getting to the ball, so there's good pursuit. I like the pursuit to the ball. The hard part is finishing. I don't see us finishing. I see us running by the receiver as they stop, and we just keep going. So our pursuit angle's just a little off.
Aggies will sub in as they bring in Davis and Schnetkoke.
Prior to the snap, timeout, New Mexico State, they're first.
And Tony Sanchez, I don't think he's happy with one of the officials
30 seconds in length.
who told them to go. New Mexico State was still subbing, and Tony Sanchez is blaming this one on the officials.
You know, those are tough because you're not going to win that either, right? And I think he's right. It's like we're still subbing, and it's like, let's start the play. It's like, wait a minute, we're still subbing. And so he has to burn a timeout. We saw how important those timeouts are in the first half, and we had to burn one early here because we were still subbing. Yeah, he wasn't very happy. Still not happy.
Tony Sanchez in his 2nd year, furious on the sidelines, probably as mad as we've seen him. He also had to use a timeout early in the first quarter in this game. That was on offense. This is our defense. Kennesaw State will scrimmage for their own 30. This drive started back at the 9-yard line. Designed run for Odom. Odom trying to bounce it to the edge, and Armand Hale won't let him. Nice play there by the nickelback, who was blocked initially and then got off his block.
The pursuit angles we just talked about that we're a little bit behind. In this case, we had perfect pursuit angles because you can see the angle that we're taking there. So the angle would be from inside out, and you just kind of go down the line of scrimmage, and you can see all the Aggies on the inside there.
Loss of 1 in the previous play. Big run here for Chase Belcher. They just continue to dart through holes in the Aggies secondary and in the linebacker group. Gain of 27 for Belcher.
This tempo is really tough too. We do something good and you don't even have time to celebrate, and they're already out there running the next play. You got to get up there and get set.
Kennesaw State down to the 44 of New Mexico State. Throw by Odom is incomplete. Broken up by Stilton McKelvey, who had a scoop and score a week ago. Intended for Javon Rogers. Now would be a perfect time for that first takeaway today for New Mexico State.
Yeah, buddy. Totally agree.
Aggies have recorded 2+ takeaways in 5 games in a row. They have 18 this year, which is top 6 around the country. They've also scored a defensive touchdown in 3 of their previous 5 games, including McKelvey a week ago. Hand off to Diggs, and that's a tackle for loss. Ezra Christensen, good to see him back.
Yeah.
Did not play a week ago, and he drops Diggs for a loss in the play.
I'd like to see him get more involved because we really need him in the front there, wrecking the play before it really gets started. But Coach Morris is also bringing a blitz as well, so a little delayed blitz as well, putting pressure on there, not allowing anyone to get comfortable back there throwing the ball.
9th tackle for loss for Christensen this year. That goes for a loss of 5 on the play. Right around midfield for Amari Odom, the transfer from FCS Wofford, making his 5th start this year. Odom throws it downfield, has a man open. That is Kopic. 3 defenders down there. The freshman leaping for the catch and a first down for Kennesaw, but there is a flag down in the offensive backfield.
Holding. Offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty from previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
So that'll bring it all the way back. Nice catch by Kopic, though, in heavy coverage.
Yeah, Mount on coverage there, and it just couldn't stay with him. And you could see that they only had 3 guys in the pattern, and they knew they were going where they were going to go with the ball. We just got to get ourselves in position and not get turned around or twisted up so we can make a play. And that one, it's a good thing there was a penalty because he did make a great catch on it and a nice throw in there.
9-12, please.
Behind the game is the Aggie 34. I would not be surprised if Kennesaw State just ran the football here and played it conservative on 3rd and long. 3rd and 24. Diggs the tailback, 3 receivers stacked to the right. Odom is 8 for 18 passing. Quick screen pass, far side, and Diggs is upended by Quincy Davis. So the Owls will have to punt. All that for naught. And the Aggies will get the football back with around 9 minutes left here in the 3rd, down 24-7.
Well, that's a good stop, right? So you need something to build on. That was a great stop that we could build upon it. Now you got to start looking at the clock. I know it's a long way. We're only midway in the 3rd, but you're down a piece, and you got to make sure you leave your offense enough time because it hasn't been quick scoring plays that we've had. So you got to give yourself enough time to take what they give you, smaller plays on offense, and get us down there and get it on the board.
Hewitt will punt it away. It's a short punt to TK King, who will get out of the way and watch it sidestep out of bounds. Well, this is not far off from where the Aggies were in the 3rd quarter in October against Liberty. They're down 24-7, 8:21 left, 3rd quarter at Aggie Memorial.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder.
Here's to the unseen late nights, learning curves, and your perseverance. The behind the scenes is where the magic happens. It's where you shape your process and where you don't let anything hold you back. GECU is there to support you through it all with the products and services that you trust so you can focus on making your own path. Become a member online now at GECU.com.
75 years ago, a foundation was laid, not of brick alone, but of belief that every patient matters. We've grown with our city through generations of hands held, hearts mended, and lives changed. This is Memorial Medical Center, built to serve, driven to heal. Here for 75 years, here for what's next.
Take pride in your work. The things that you make you. White Sands Federal Credit Union has built something to be proud of right here in the Mesilla Valley, helping generations of people at every step of life. Local people making local decisions, paying attention to the details with all the loan and financial support you need. When it comes to our community, come to White Sands Federal Credit Union, your local credit union.
Kennesaw State bowl eligible already, looking for their 7th consecutive win, trying to stay undefeated In Conference USA, they led 24-0 in the second quarter. It's 24-7 right now. They've left the door slightly cracked for New Mexico State here at homecoming about midway through the third quarter here today. Beautiful day, great crowd on hand. And the Aggie offense will scrimmage Danny from the 11, looking for a big spark here.
Thank you.
Running back is Callaway. The Aggies will hand it off to him. A nice little hole for Callaway, who bulldozes past the 20. A run of 11 for the transfer from Cal Berkeley, Kadarius Callaway.
I think this is what Coach was thinking about. He was going to see more of, and then we get an Aggie that's down. That's too bad. But it's the spread offense
for injury to a member of the offense.
And that's Callaway who just had the run.
But the defense, he's looking for an odd man front, which they had, and they didn't replace that fourth down lineman, and it was just everyone in the second and third level, and they got everyone spread out that left those little openings for Kadarius to get into.
Rushing yardage up to 41 after that 11-yard explosion for Callaway. Stanley replaces him. Tight end wing left is Gavin Harris. Pride will motion to the right side of the formation. Still plenty of time left, down 17 with the football for New Mexico State. Fife looking deep, and it is picked off. It was intended for Donovan Fappel, intercepted by the linebacker who's plowing through the Aggie defense. That is Taiwan Christopher, who had a forced fumble last time out against UTEP. He continues to play well. The redshirt freshman intercepts Logan Fife. There is a flag, though, in the secondary.
Let's look at Logan back here. Lots of time. And I'm not sure where he was going with
during the return. Illegal block in the back. Intercepting team number 12. 10-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. 1st and 10. Kennesaw State.
So the interception will hold up. But the field position will not be as good for Kennesaw State. Fife lost a fumble earlier, throws an interception here midway through the third. Kennesaw State offense back on the field after this. With the ball in midfield, more pressure on the Aggie defense with 7:41 left in the third, and we'll send it down to the field to Kelly.
You know, we've gotten a lot on the offense today about just their play style and production, but Something they have done well, with the exception of that interception that we just saw from Logan Fife, is splitting field time with its defense, which is vital for a program like this. Keeping its defense off of the field and allowing them to rest and come out energized is important for a program like this, because when they're firing on all cylinders, they produce quite well. When you look at the numbers, they have forced a turnover in every game so far this season, with the exception of this one. They came in today with 8 fumble recoveries and 10 interceptions, ranking 6th in the nation. Someone to keep an eye out for on the defensive front in particular is going to be Torrey Geathers, a linebacker who has stepped up in the absence of Tyler Martinez. Geathers gathering 13 tackles in back-to-back weeks, possibly someone who could have a hand in the turnover that is much needed at this point in time for the Aggies.
Thank you, Kelly. 3rd and 5 coming up. We should mention as well that Kennesaw State on offense has only committed 2 turnovers in conference play. That's the lowest number in CUSA. Odom, pocket collapsing, trying to bounce it to the outside, looking for a first down. He has it. And he sidesteps out of bounds at the 38.5-yard line. So Odom using his legs. We haven't seen that a ton so far today.
Yeah, I think when you're trying to spy, I think our spy got caught up in it. I think it was Quincy Davis in there trying to keep an eye on him, to keep him in the pocket, and he just got blocked down and just allowed him to come outside with a big run.
Odom looking downfield, pocket collapsing again. This time he's going to throw. Completes his pass. And slithering by Geathers, reaching for the 25 is Christian Moss. Gain of 12 for the transfer from Virginia Tech. First catch for Moss today, second most catches this year. That's his 26th. Quick throw near side to the former quarterback. Check that is Wallace instead of Davis Bryson. Wallace with the catch, his second today. Tempo again for Kennesaw State. Odom looking to throw it again, lobs it, 1-on-1 coverage, and it's batted away. Burnock Aya using his long arms. Great coverage by Burnock.
Yeah, that was great coverage there. They have three receivers into the end zone. So they got 3 verticals going into the end zone. All 3 were pretty covered, and I'm surprised he even made a toss at the ball, a pass attempt, but he did miss it long. So if you do miss those, it's going to be long and out of bounds, so maybe that's okay.
Burnock listed 6'2", 180. He plays long. This is 3rd and 3 for Kennesaw State. Running back Chase Belcher. They're going to run it on 3rd down, and Belcher bulldozes for the first. He gains 4. I'll move the change. That run game's been effective. The run-pass balance, we'll say it again, it's been really good all day.
Yeah, it has, and it really makes it hard on the defensive line too, right? So in that case, they're trying to hold their gaps, but also trying to get a push in. You allowed a little bit too much in there, and he snuck in.
This is a direct snap to Belcher in the Wildcat. He's met by Nate Mitchell. Creeps down to the 9-yard line. So a gain of 6. Kennesaw State essentially trying to put this one away here in the 3rd quarter. They jumped out to a 24-0 lead. They haven't scored since quarter 2. It was early on in quarter 2. This is Belcher trying to drag a couple Aggies. He does so for a first down. It's 1st and goal coming up from the 3.
Yeah, as long as that run is working, they're going to stick with it, use the clock, push up in there, try to push this one in, and really maybe put the knife in the heart.
Rolling out is Odom. Flag is down. Odom is speared by Schnetkoke. And we'll check on the flag right around the 3-yard line.
Illegal formation. Offense had more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
So that will push Kennesaw State back to the 8-yard line. 1st and goal from the 8. We've seen New Mexico State defensively get a turnover at home in this area. Last game against Missouri State at the 4-yard line. Sone Alpiu forced a fumble. Running back is Bennett. Quarterback Odom. Hand off to Bennett. Slips by Mitchell. And he's pummeled down by Alpiu at the 4-yard line. Mitchell almost got to him. He's unhappy with himself.
Yeah,
almost had him for a loss in the play.
I think he feels like he should have had him, and he did. He put his arms on him, and he just came running through that tackle, didn't even slow.
Running backs for Kennesaw State, really slippery. Fake pitch, tossed to the end zone, intercepted. Burnock Aya, the Aggies needed it. Another takeaway. Number 19 this year. Burnock Aya, his second pick this year.
Adam, you were just talking about how in this area we've been ball hawkish, getting to the ball. In this case, it's the same thing. He throws the ball up in the air. That's a jump ball. And Burnock says, yeah, that's my jump ball, and he went to get it. Great time for a turnover.
It's a good series for Aya. Also had a pass breakup in the end zone. He gets the pick. Aggie offense with the ball late in quarter 3.
At Jiffy Lube, we care about your time. We do quality oil changes with a careful vehicle review.
Great, I'll just catch up on emails.
And we do it fast.
All set. Can't thank you enough.
Jiffy Lube.
Every year, thousands of nursing home and assisted living residents face neglect and mistreatment. But as an ombudsman, you can be a voice for those who often go unheard. Ombudsmen advocate for residents' rights and ensure quality care. It's an incredibly fulfilling experience. I know because I am one. Whether you're retired or just starting your career, your dedication and compassion will make a significant impact. Learn about volunteering as an ombudsman today at aging.nm.gov/volunteer.
For decades, Nusenda Credit Union has been here for you and for our communities. Through Earn Your Return and community rewards, you're earning cash back or supporting programs that will make a difference for generations to come. Whether your dream is big or small, we've got you. Good for you, good for our community.
At Jiffy Lube, we care about your time. We do quality oil changes with a careful vehicle review.
Great, I'll just catch up on emails.
And we do it fast.
All set. Can't thank you enough.
Jiffy Lube.
Well, Kennesaw State got a pick deep in Aggie territory with Taiwan Christopher. Couldn't do anything with it, as Odom throws a pick to Burnock Aya, who's playing well today, Danny. He has a team-high 8 tackles, now the pick. Also had the pass breakup earlier during that offensive series for Kennesaw State.
And if there ever was a time to have one, that was then. So that was a great time for a pick. Now let's see if we can go down there and put some points on the board.
Running back Stanley, Fife looking for the screen. It wasn't there. Now he is going to throw it. So a last-second decision to P.J. Johnson. Well, that'll work. It's good enough for a first down. P.J. still pushing.
You know, we've seen Logan make some of those throws before early on in the season, and we just haven't seen much, maybe because he's under so much pressure a lot. But in that case, he's out there making decisions, and that was a great decision.
Johnson playing well today. That goes for a dozen. His third catch for 22 yards. Give is to Stanley, who's running hard here this afternoon. He goes for a couple. So Stanley above 50, 51 yards now for Dijon. Only had 108 all season coming in.
Yeah, I think this is time for Kennesaw State that they're going to sit back just a little bit, play a 3-man front, odd man look there, and then just kind of scoot back and give them things underneath because they have some room to play.
Fife will whistle it near side. Sean Brown the catch, but another good tackle in the open field made by Cody Jones. A loss of 2 on the catch for Brown, his first catch in 4 games.
That's Gavin Harris out there on that block. He has to get that block. He doesn't, and it's a loss, and that's what happened. So you got to stick with that block. It's tough to block in the open field. It really is. But for those plays to work, you need that.
From 2nd and 8, now it's 3rd and 10. after the loss of 2. And Fife will take another sack. 3 different Kennesaw State defenders there. The last man to finish it off was the big fella Elijah Hill, number 56 in white. What a game he's played again today. And for Kennesaw State, that is their 5th sack today. All 5 have come since late in the first half.
Yeah, they just beat everyone man on man up there, and then when that happens, there's no room, nothing that Logan can do with the ball, so you end up just eating it for a sack.
David Barker will punt from the end zone. To put this in perspective, Kennesaw State's offensive line has only allowed 2 sacks the entire year in conference play. None today. And the Aggie offensive line has allowed a handful today. That is a very difficult fair catch. Wow. A dangerous fair catch as well for Belcher, who is back deep, and there is a flag on the near sideline. I can't believe he tried a fair catch that.
Yeah, me neither. That's the hardest thing to do, is to make a fair catch. There's everyone all around you. Got to try to keep your eye on the ball, and you're trying to not pay attention to people running towards you and still trying to make a good catch. Difficult task.
The officials will discuss. There's a look at Jerry Mack, the first-year head coach
During
for
the
Kennesaw
kick,
State.
personal foul, blocking a player out of bounds. Receiving team number 8, 15-yard play for the end of the kick. 1st and 10, Kennesaw State.
There's been some pretty big 15-yard penalties in this quarter so far for Jerry Mack's squad that hasn't scored, Danny, since midway through the second quarter. So they jumped out to an early 24-0 lead, and they have kept New Mexico State in this game because of that.
Yeah, and that's a good job on the defense too, right? That's their part of this second half kind of surge to get back in this. Now you need the offense to put some points on the board, but here you go, defense back on the field, no rest, get it going.
Odom, the quarterback, rolling out left. Diggs, the running back. Diggs picks up the block, and the throw is incomplete. Looking for Benyard, who's been quiet since that opening quarter.
Yeah, that's a tough pass right there. You're running to the left. You're trying to make a pass to someone that's just a little bit back on that little dragging deep route across there, and it just couldn't put it on him. But Benyard, you got to keep an eye on him. We had our eye on him. We were all over him. But, you know, those are still tough.
Odom is 8 for his last 21 after starting 4 for 4 today. He's thrown for 199. 3 touchdowns in the pick moments ago, intercepted by Burnock Aya. Designed run, slips out of the tackle from Peterson, then slides. We'll rule him down where he started the slide, which is the 39. Only picks up 2, 3rd and 8 for Kennesaw State.
It's a great job by Gabe Peterson staying in his area, breaking it down and trying to make a play on the quarterback and trying not to give him any extra yardage, not getting out of position, most important there.
Under a minute left here in the third. And Kennesaw State will use a timeout.
Timeout. Kennesaw State, their first. 30 seconds in ring.
Danny, you have to give a lot of credit to this New Mexico State defense, which could have just kind of mailed it in right after such a slow start, giving up 24 early. They have done anything but that since the second.
Thank you.
Yeah, they played tough so far in this second half. And yeah, it's easy to put your head down and say, no, this is just too bad for us, woe is us, and not digging your heels in and trying to make a difference. And they're doing a great job.
397 of total offense for Kennesaw State today, but a good chunk of that came in the first 20 minutes or so of the game. The big plays to Benyard twice. 55-yard touchdown catch for the freshman Kopic as well. And the Aggie defense has not allowed any points since midway through quarter 2. Odom throwing on 3rd down. Across the middle, has his running back for a first down in midfield. Just kind of sliding up there along the seam. It was Chase Belcher, only his 3rd catch all year.
Yeah, Coach Morse brings some pressure, but a little late, and he was trying to mix up who he was bringing, and it just got the pass off anyway. We weren't able to get to him.
Odom hit as he throws, and it's almost intercepted. Nate Mitchell looking for his 4th pick of the year. Got a hand on it, incomplete, 2nd down and 10.
There you see Coach Morris right there trying to dial up something to have that defense step in there. Great pressure on Odom. Is someone in his face, gives him a great pop, and he's not able to follow through on the pass.
What a year Nate Mitchell has had, tied for the league lead in interceptions with those 3. Team leader in tackles, had 64 before the game today. Last home game, he had 2 picks in 1 quarter to start the game. Aggies able to sub in on 2nd and 10. Play clock down to 3, high snap. Spinning out of the tackle is Diggs, but then he is met by the second level, which is Mitchell, Quincy Davis. Those 2 Aggies right there. And Diggs only picks up a pair.
We see that he's gotten pressure right here. Someone's at the point of attack right there. I think that's Okeke that just couldn't do anything with it, but there was still enough Aggies to come swarming in to shut it down anyway.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter. Time out the field.
So we'll have 3rd and 8 when we come back to start the 4th quarter. Kennesaw State trying to push their win streak to 7. They lead 24-7 on the road. Four 7, Kennesaw State with the advantage as we start the 4th. It's that exciting time of year with lots of big games to enjoy. It's also the time of year when drunk driving crashes and fatalities increase. Stay in the game and designate a driver. Together we can end DWI. 3rd and 8, Danny, for this Aggie defense trying to make yet another stop defensively.
So you got the 4th quarter, and so it's got to start here with this big 3rd down right here.
24-7, Kennesaw State hasn't scored since midway through quarter 2. Amari Odom, the quarterback. Running back is Alexander Diggs. Hoda hits by Peterson. Christensen hits him. Coverage downfield. And it is hauled in. Unreal catch on the far sideline. What a grab. That is Jamari Harold, the freshman, with his first career catch. What a spot to do it, a 39-yard gainer.
So is it a 50-50 ball? Maybe, because he throws it up there. We're in good position right there.
Now there is a penalty, but we want to see a second look because that was one heck of a catch and a throw.
That was, and if that was a 50-50, that means that ball's up there, and both have an opportunity to go get it, and he went to get the ball. That was a good catch, even though it was negated here.
Yeah, it brings it all back. Penalties have been an issue in this half for sure for Kennesaw State. That would have been the first collegiate catch for Harold, who's from Milwaukee. Bullock, the starting tight end, went down earlier with an injury. 3rd and long for Oda. Peterson might have been held, no call. Quincy Davis steers the receiver out of bounds. That is Rogers. Seemed like Peterson was held, no call though. And Kennesaw State will have to punt again early on, quarter 4 after the gain of 9.
Yeah, that's a great job by Quincy Davis there. He's got the receiver that's dragging across there. He knows he's going to get the ball, and your job is now to just get him out of bounds. Don't give him any extra yardage, and you have to make sure you maintain your pursuit angle. He did a great job, escorted him out of bounds, and caused the punt.
Hewitt will punt. Pride back deep. It had been TK King on the previous punts to return. Short punt for Hewitt. Pride will come up, and he calls for a fair catch at the 15. So 13:52 left. Nobody has scored in this half. Aggies with only 143 of total offense today. Had a season low 178 last weekend. The offense back to work in the 4th after this.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound. And I need you, and I miss you, and now I wonder.
50 years ago, the Mescalero Apache tribe introduced the world to a new destination, Inn of the Mountain Gods. What began as a small hotel has evolved into New Mexico's premier mountain resort. To all those who have supported our tribe through the years, we thank you and welcome you to celebrate the 50th anniversary with us. Hashlatine bagotli, hashlatine benagotla. Yeah.
Every year, thousands of nursing home and assisted living residents face neglect and mistreatment. But as an ombudsman, you can be a voice for those who often go unheard. Ombudsmen advocate for residents' rights and ensure quality care. It's an incredibly fulfilling experience. I know because I am one. Whether you're retired or just starting your career, your dedication and compassion will make a significant impact. Learn about volunteering as an ombudsman today at aging.nm.gov/volunteer.
Frustrating afternoon for Tony Sanchez. His team in danger of dropping to 3-6 after a 2-0 start. This would be losses in 6 of 7. Meanwhile, Kennesaw State hasn't dropped a game yet to a Group of 5 program. Losses to start the year against Wake Forest by only 1. And then Indiana, who's undefeated. And they beat everybody else in line for a 7th consecutive win. Logan 5, 17 of 26 today. Fife throws it across the middle, turning around at the very last second as Brody Malone Bradford, in the 6'5 freshman, pulls a couple of Kennesaw State defenders up to the 38 for a gain of 23.
Man, you're not kidding, turning around at the last second. He pulled the trigger on that before Brody even had a time to turn around. He's out of the cut. Boom, right to his hands. Little tempo. I like it.
Callaway, the running back. Fife pumps, slips by the defender. Now he has to run, and he runs into his sideline past the 40 up to the 43-yard line. He gains a handful. Aggies have been at their best today when there's been some rhythm and tempo. But it's also been stalled because of sacks and penalties at times as well. Quick pitch to Callaway, trying to get to the perimeter. Kadarius Callaway does, and he's right at the first down marker. And they're going to give him a first down. So a gain of 5 for Callaway on the quick pitch. We've seen that twice today.
Yeah, in Callaway, you get the corner. He's got very fast wheels when he gets the corner. The nice thing, too, is that he saw the first down marker, and he managed to get out there and get that first down before he runs out of bounds.
51 on the ground today for Dijon Stanley, 18 for Callaway. Aggies just shy of midfield. Fife throws it over his intended receiver. He might have had P.J. Johnson. That's a hard throw to make. P.J. was streaking along the far side numbers.
Yeah, you know, the receivers have to remember the pressure that Logan is under. So although you're running a seam route right there, and it's a little longer trying to break through, you have to look quicker because he doesn't have time to sit back there for a count of 4.
It just hasn't been a big chunk play in the receiving game today. Fife lobs it near side. The closest man to it was Gavin Harris, but it was intended to be out of bounds. 3rd and 10 now, just shy of midfield, probably 4-down territory given the juncture of the game. Aggie offense scored relatively late in quarter 2, 28-yard touchdown run for Stanley. That's the only scoring today. 1 week after no touchdowns against WKU. Seemed like Fapel was held, and finally a flag comes in.
Yep.
Way late. Fapel appeared to be held all the way. Washington would be the guilty party.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 21. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Pell wondering right away, where is the flag?
And looked back and said, did anyone else see that? Certainly someone did, but it's deeper than Donovan, farther back. They saw it through the flag.
Kennesaw State could have an argument because of how late the flag was thrown. It took a couple of seconds after the play was done. Aggies just shy of the 40 from the Kennesaw State 42. Running back is Ruddison. He blocks. Fife taking some time. Now Fife has some open turf. Running horizontally, slips out of a tackle inside the 30. Logan Fife runs all the way down inside the 30 to the 27. He scampers for 15.
Yeah, that's great yardage right there. So let's take a look. The pocket kind of collapsing just a bit, steps up. No one there to spy the quarterback. He makes a good move to the outside and get to this sideline.
A little bit of time left, just under 12 left here in the 4th. Aggies trying to score and make it a 10-point game. Heavy blitz. Fife has TK King, who has swung around. Another flag thrown in the secondary for Kennesaw State.
I've seen a couple times we're starting to take some shots downfield and a couple of plays where we're going to have kind of a hook and go, a stop and go, if you will. And you can kind of see.
Defense number 2. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
And you can see TK's in good position right there. The ball's coming to him. There's nothing he could do besides just grab the receiver because he was going to make that catch.
That is penalty number 10 on Kennesaw State today. Caleb Alford has played a really good game until then. Aggies will scrimmage from the 15. Fife, pocket collapse. He needs to throw it away, and he finally does. Has a receiver there, but was he down? I think he was.
The run on the field is the runner's knee was down prior to the pass.
I think he was down before he threw it. Need to throw it away quicker. Logan could not get rid of it. Held for a second too long, and it's another sack for Kennesaw State.
You know, the tough part is you're trying to get into the end zone, so you send 4 receivers out. You try to get them to the end zone. There's no intermediate underneath routes that are there. The 4 that are in the pattern deeper are covered. There's nowhere he can go with the ball. There's nothing left for him to do.
That's a loss of 12 on the play. 5 lobbing it near side. Gavin Harris jousting with the defender, and a flag comes in again. This is going to be on Cody Jones, the nickel.
And I think you're at the
pass interference. Defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic, first down.
That's that back shoulder throw that he's trying to make to Gavin that's down there. And Gavin is a big guy at 6'3", 240. So when he gets back in there and gets positioned, hard for anyone else to catch the ball unless you're trying to pull on him.
So a fresh set of downs from the 12. The time left, the Aggies trying to make this a 10-point game. Ruddison in the backfield with Logan Fife. 3 receivers left, none to the right. Play clock down to 5 for Fife. Stepping up, trying to get rid of it. He does, and he throws it out of bounds, and a flag comes in again. This is Tylen Dunlap, the star defensive tackle.
Personal foul, roughing the passer.
Wow.
Defense with high contact. Half the distance to the goal. Automatic, first down.
Logan, he's just standing in there doing everything he can to make something happen, throwing the ball away or trying to get to throw the ball away, and it's just too much. And they did line him up. Big hit.
Kennesaw State very well may win this game, but this has not been a clean finish for a team that's trying to stay undefeated in conference play. From the 6. First and goal for the Aggie offense. Fife lobbing it for Ruddison. It wasn't there, back of the end zone. He faked it towards Fappel, looking for the running back, Ruddison, who was wheeling towards the back.
Yeah, I know that they know we're trying to take some shots into the end zone because we're not going to settle. We don't want to settle for 3. We got to get in the end zone. This would be a good time to send everyone deep and then sneak someone out of the end zone. Maybe a little wheel route or something, if you have time. That's been the problem all day. There's no time.
Ruddison had his first career rushing touchdown last home game against Missouri State. Aggies may need to use a timeout coming up. Play clock down to 4, and Tony Sanchez will have to burn one. And Logan Fife spikes the football because guys weren't lined up properly.
At 11:02 of the game clock. That's their second. 30 seconds in length.
Logan did his best to group them together, Tony, but there was mass confusion, which is why Tony Sanchez had to use the timeout.
And Tony's not very happy, and I don't blame him right there. That's not when you're trying to crawl back into this thing, anything possible, that you want to waste a timeout on that, on people getting aligned. Clearly, Logan knew where everyone had to get aligned, and no one just could get there fast enough. Clock ticking down, and had to call a timeout so you don't get pushed back any further.
Kennesaw State hasn't scored in this half. New Mexico State, though, hasn't scored in this half either. Gosh, you look back, if the Aggies had just scored a touchdown earlier, they could be driving right now to make it a one-possession game. Nonetheless, a touchdown right here could make this interesting. David Yost, the offensive coordinator, on the far side in that booth. Second down and goal for the 6, trying to punch it in. Stanley, the running back, had a rushing touchdown earlier. The Aggies go with the same play to him. Cuts it upfield, reaches for the 1-yard line. We'll call him down to the 2, so a gain of 4. Same play as earlier when Stanley ran it in.
Yeah, that's a good run by Stanley right there. So you're going to pitch the ball, and he knows where that goal line is, and he's going in there. Other times we've seen everyone trying to bounce it out. I like where you have to put your foot in the ground, turn it upfield, and just go north and south.
Now Ruddison, the running back. Rolling right is Fife, throwing it for the end zone, caught by Fappel. Touchdown, New Mexico State. Donovan Fappel reels in his 3rd touchdown of the previous 4 games.
10:35. There is still time. There's the play right here. You got everyone that's flooding the zone. They couldn't cover everyone. And they see Donovan in the back of the end zone, gives him the ball. He said, get up there just a bit to catch that. Make sure it gets down.
Went after Ryan Hawk to make it a 10-point game. I mean, this one was trending towards a major lopsided blowout midway through quarter 2. And since then, it has been anything but that, and New Mexico State's defense deserves a lot of credit. It was 24-0 Kennesaw State at the 8:27 mark in quarter 2 after the 55-yard touchdown catch for Kopic. Since then, New Mexico State has scored 14 unanswered. And there's a chance here. It's a 10-point game with 10:35 left. This one is not over yet.
Yeah, there certainly is a chance. And I think if you look back on that drive, it was clearly aided by a lot of penalties. Let's take a look at that last touchdown play right there. You see two guys in the pattern. They really only have one to cover him underneath there. He could have gone either way to some of the underneath pattern or to Donovan. He chooses Donovan, throws the ball to the back of the end zone, grabs it down, pulls it in.
Danny, how about the year Donovan Fappel is having, right? I mean, last year was kind of a wash. 2 years ago, had a minor role on a championship kind of team, and this year he's been the go-to guy.
He has, and he's our number one receiver, and so he's got a great game, and he's done his fair share, and so now kick the ball off, and now it's the defense. Let's see if we can get Donovan another one.
That was a good throw, too, by Logan Fife, who's been under heavy pressure again today. He's taken 6 sacks, but his completion percentage much improved from a week ago. 19 of 31 today. At 61% after he struggled a week ago in Bowling Green. Went 13 of 39 a week ago. This will be a touchback. Can the Aggie defense get another stop here, give the ball back to the offense, and then potentially really make it interesting down the stretch?
Yeah, and this stop, it would be really good now that we're out saying, okay, we need to stop here and there. Now, the first series that they get the ball, they touch the ball, let's get that stop then. Meaning we can still hold as much time on the clock as possible. That's going to be our nemesis now. It's like, let's just keep our eye on the clock, in addition to stopping them on defense, but you do have the clock to contend with.
Quarterback continues to be Amari Odom, transfer from Wofford, out of Inglewood, California, making his 5th start this year. 6'4", 205, redshirt sophomore, and a flag comes in. Delay of game.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Danny, this has been a really sloppy 2+ quarters of football on both ends for Kennesaw State.
Yeah, 12 penalties, that's a lot. And a lot of those came in the second half, and a lot of it was on the defense, but these mindless ones are really tough to take.
Ben Yard in motion. Running back here is Coleman Bennett.
Kennesaw State, their second.
And now Kennesaw State has to use a timeout. We go back to the pick as well. Kennesaw State could have put this game away earlier in this second half, but Burnock Aya had a huge interception in the end zone. The door is cracked. Kennesaw State leads by 10 here in the 4th. Adam Young, Danny Nee, Kelly Horizon back with you. And Kelly, we have ourselves another tight game for Aggie football here.
That's right, New Mexico State really catching a break there on that last drive, resulting in the score. And when you look back all season long, this fourth quarter, a make-or-break quarter for this Aggies team. All games this season, with the exception of last week against WKU, have been close. On average, they've been within 6 points. So this is going to be a deciding 15 minutes here as we approach. How they get it done is they need to play complementary football down the stretch. Defense needing to come up with a crucial stop right here, allowing its offense time with the ball.
That's a good start. Tackle for loss behind the sticks for Lorenzo Myth, the cornerback out of Farm Haven, Mississippi.
I think when Odoms kind of stops and starts jittering around and we're swarming to the ball, got our second win, we had lots of guys there, lots of hats there to help make that stop.
Loss of 3 there on the tackle for loss for Smith. So 2nd and 13 for Odom. Kennesaw State trying to hang on to a 10-point advantage. It was as high as 24. This handoff nowhere to go. Maybe a gain of a half yard, that's all. Gabe Peterson was right there. A number of Aggies to meet the running back. That was Coleman Bennett.
Zayden Davis there, the hometown guy coming through there, sticking his nose right in there, putting his heels in the ground and pushing back on it. Great help to get in there and help out.
Can't say enough about how good of a job this defense has done since the midway point of quarter 2. Not allowed a point since. 3rd and 11 for the Kennesaw State offense. They are 8 for 15 on 3rd down today. 3 wide left, 1 receiver to the right. Odom with the pocket collapsing, throwing it far sideline. Jump ball popped up in the air, and it is caught for Kennesaw State. Armand Hale trying to say no way.
The run on the field is a catch.
They may check this. It was popped up in the air.
On the defense, helmet came off.
Helmet came off for Lorenzo Smith. Acrobatic catch of 32 yards. Smith will have to go off for a play. Let's see if they take a look. I don't know how that catch was made.
I don't know. I'm almost holding your
breath
here.
Could have been picked.
Yeah. I thought for a second he had a pick.
I
really do. I'm glad they're taking a look at it. Honestly, I thought he had a pick, and then the ball went up, the helmet went off, and it's like, well, who's got the ball? Where is it? And it's just hard from our perspective here to get a good look at what happened. And all of a sudden he ended up with the ball, and it's like, no, it's a catch. It's like, wait, what?
Christian Moss had the catch for now. They're going to take a look under the hood. We've seen a couple of these acrobatic catches for Kennesaw State receivers and tight ends today. There were 2 Aggies there in coverage. That was almost a pick. We get a second look. Should this be upheld? No, not even close. Danny, are you kidding me?
I can't believe he called a reception on that too. You know, but that's hats off to balls up, 50-50 ball. They went up for it, so did we, and almost had it. You got to, trying to knock that thing down.
Yeah, that last second bat by Burnock Aya made the play.
Yeah. Lorenzo trying to get up there, and you can see both hands trying to get to the ball, and he's trying to knock it down. That's what you're doing. Make sure you don't tip it in the air to give the receiver a chance to make the play.
Moss sold it pretty well.
The game clock will start on the snap.
And that is why Lorenzo Smith reacted the way he reacted. It's going to be interesting with timeouts down the stretch as well. These 2 head coaches have had to burn some timeouts in spots they didn't want to. Only 1 timeout left for Kennesaw State, 1 left for New Mexico State. TK King, the return man, calls for a fair catch and handles right around the 30.
That's good field position too, right?
Yeah.
So you want a chance. You're 2 scores down, and so you put yourself in a great field position because your defense held. So they were trying to flip the field, but your defense puts you in a good position. So now punt, get the ball back, decent position. All right, offense, time to go to work.
44-yard punt for Hewitt, no return for King. Logan Fife back to work, 47th career game. Team captain out of Tracy, California. One of the more important drives he's led as an Aggie this year. Down 10 with time. Fife rolling right. Eyes up down the field. He's going to choose to stiff arm and go out of bounds. Steered that way by Christopher. Good decision making though for Logan Fife, not gambling.
It is, and Donovan Papel started on the right side, and he went across the field the other way. Logan rolled right, no one was there. 4 receivers other side, nowhere to go with the ball.
Hand off to Stanley. He's found some holes today, up to the 40. They'll mark him down to the 39. A gain of 7 for Dijon Stanley. He's run for 62 today, by far his best as an Aggie.
And I think part of that running game comes from some passing that you're allowed to do. So if you make some good, decent throws out there, all of a sudden it's like, the run's open.
3rd and 3, and Stanley's going to be dropped for a loss on the play. Well, you feel like this was probably going to be a situation where the Aggies would potentially have to go for it on 4th down. But you can't lose a couple like they just did, and now they're going to stay out there.
You can't, and the thing I didn't like about that is that you didn't put your helmet down and go get positive yards.
4th and 4. With time to throw for Fife. Complete to the freshman. Brody Malone Bradford has a first down after a gain of 6.
Yeah, that's tough. We got 2 guys out there. One's running a deeper route, and Brody's over there on the far sideline side, and they just let him have it for a minute. And so it's like, well, if you're not going to cover him, I'll hit him, and he did. He threw a great ball out there to him.
Player injured right now for Kennesaw State. That is Tylen Dunlap. Aggies, by the way, 2 for 2 today, Danny, on 4th down.
Yeah, that 3rd and 4th went in a hurry, didn't it? All of a sudden, it's like 3rd down. Oh, I don't know, shouldn't run, maybe run. Well, with too late, get back in there, run the 4th down, play, throw the ball. 2 good routes that are run, and quickly Logan pumps the ball out there, hits Brody, gets first down. Great job.
And who knows, maybe you punt there if you have all 3 timeouts, but with only 1 timeout, it's a different situation, I think, as far as decision-making there for Tony Sanchez.
Yeah, I think we're at a point in the game, too, where it's like, look, if we're going to do it, let's just go do it. Let's just throw some haymakers, and let's get into this rumble.
Aggies trailed at one point 24-0. They have scored 14 unanswered going back to the midway point of quarter 2. Neither offense has done a ton since midway through the 2nd quarter. Aggie offense has done more though. Underneath, caught by the running back. Callaway made a man miss, cuts upfield, pinballs off a defender, all the way down to the Kennesaw State 35.
Yeah, you got to separate them now. Kadarius, get back in the huddle. He got a little work to do there. Great job. Everyone's covered deep. He goes to the underneath intermediate route, dumps it down to Kadarius. He does pinball around there and still keeps running. You can kind of see everyone's covered down deep. Get the ball out.
22-yard play. Now the Aggies reward Callaway on the run. He only goes for a yard. 2nd down and 9.
You know, those inside runs, those are good to keep everyone honest. I'm not sure we're in the keep everyone honest part of the game. I think we're more like positive yards, dump it out, go get 3 or 4 yards.
Aggies scrimmage for the 34. Fife has a wide open TK King. Stays on his feet. TK inside the 5. He's slippery.
You know, Adam, if he just had just a little bit more, I know he put his hand down there and said, look, I'm going to cut back this way. He is a quick, slippery guy. He saw the end zone and just couldn't get his legs underneath him to finish that. Quick tempo, like it.
1st and goal from the 2 to make it a 1-possession game with 6 and change left in the 4th. Give is to Ruddison, and Ruddison is stopped right away. No gain on the play. This is 4-down territory, so you might as well run it 4 times here, Danny.
Yeah, you do something. I'm not sure that we can run 4 times up the middle and get the touchdown, though. So I think you're going to have to do something else. Maybe you can do a play action or something in there. But if we just try to push those 4 guys back, we haven't been successful all game. I might come out and throw the ball.
There's the pitch to Ruddison. Cuts it upfield, and he is blasted at the 2-yard line. No gain again. Helmet flew off. That's Brody Malone Bradford's helmet.
Number 19.
Maybe the Aggies have gone to that play one too many times. It worked twice earlier. Doesn't work there.
Yeah, I think they were ready for it this time. Quick toss outside. Try to get the angle. If you can't get the end, cut it back in there. They had great pursuit. They beat Kennesaw State, and they were all over that thing. They read it great.
It's almost like, what is your 2-point conversion call here, right? On offense, it's the same area. from the 2-yard line on 3rd and goal. Down 10 with 5:30 left in the fourth. 5 throws it, Papel, a touchdown. Second receiving touchdown, Donovan Papel. It is a one-possession game. The Aggies have scored 20 unanswered.
Papel, he just dances on that goal line as he's cutting across there. Kennesaw State was defending in the end zone, but not the goal line, and he went straight down that goal line, and Logan just popped it to him right there, enough to call that a touchdown. That's a great job right there. Nice finish.
Danny, do we have something brewing here potentially?
Yeah, I'm almost afraid to say so, but could be.
5:28 left in the fourth. Ryan Hawk's extra point makes it a 3-point game. And let's be honest, there's probably a good chunk of fans that lost hope when it was 24-0. If you're a New Mexico State fan, and if you're a Kennesaw State fan, you were probably drawing another win on the board, right? The seventh in a row.
No doubt about it. There's the pass right there, little waggle route. He gets on that goal line. See him just stay right on the goal line. They're playing behind him, and it's like, fine, play behind me. It's all basketball, man. Even if it blocks you out, throw the ball right to him. Touchdown. Great job. Nice call right there by Yost.
And I'll say this again. So much credit goes to the defense and the team and the staff overall. They did not quit Artoni Sanchez one iota when it looked bleak, when it was 24-0.
You need one more stop. You got to get one more stop. Now the clock, we talked about the clock, 5:25. It'll go in a hurry, so you got to make sure you dig your heels in early and get that stop.
Last two touchdown catches, both 2 yards away for Donovan Papel. And now Logan Fife has thrown for 195 in the game with 2 touchdowns. Ryan Hawk will blast it through the end zone. Like you said, Danny, get one more stop. And then you have a chance to potentially tie or win the game.
Yep. That was Coach Morris in the forefront there in the backside. That's Coach Yost, who had a great call. See him right there with the glasses. Coach Yost made a great call on the goal line. Coach Morris, and it's now your turn, bud.
Kennesaw State has not scored since midway through quarter 2. They threw a pick in the end zone earlier in this half, which was pivotal. Odom rolling right, looking to throw on first down. Has no one open initially. Now he's going to lob it up for grabs, and it is picked off. Intercepted by Burnock Aya. His second pick in half 2. Aggie football with 5:20 left.
And why not Burnock, right? He was up there. He just threw that ball, and it hung. And the longer it hung, Burnock just wouldn't get the ball. It's a jump ball, and you got to have determination. He is having a great game. What we just saw was amazing. Here it is right here. Going to throw the ball up in the air. It's a jump ball. Anyone want it? Burnock wants it. He gets up in there. He was covered. I'm not sure why he threw that ball anyway, but that was a great job right there. Coming on over from the safety position and helping out and being able to jump up there and grab that. Now the offense, time to go to work.
Now you can try to use some clock. Clock's actually your friend for the first time today, so the Aggies will hand it off to Callaway on first down. He sprints ahead for 3. Once again, timeouts will be interesting. Only one left for both head coaches. It was 24-0 Kennesaw State midway through quarter 2. Fife on second down, throws it and completes it. Callaway gets away from the defender. Canarias towards midfield. And they're going to mark him down a yard shy of a first down.
It's a great job getting rid of the ball, Logan, not taking the sack, but making sure that you're going to make a good pass in there. Hits Kadarius, looks like he's limping right there, who caught it. Little move, get outside, get as many positive yards as possible.
We're kind of in no man's land right now. This is likely 4-down territory. Cannot take a loss, though, on this play on 3rd and 1. Need midfield for a first down. Clock just over 4 minutes left. Play clock down to 1. New Mexico State barely got it away, and bulldozing ahead is the quarterback 5, who gets 3 for the first down run.
First time they called a keeper today. Coach said, yeah, we might have him keep the ball and do some of this and that. And it's like, well, I hadn't really had a chance to. In this case, they did have that. That's a great call. It's a gutsy call, too, because that defensive front four is playing very tough for Kennesaw State.
First down throw for 5. Coming back to it, Fappel. He lost the football. Was it incomplete or a fumble? For now, they're going to let them play on. Running far side of the field is Isaac Paul. He's going to run to the end zone, but they're going to rule it incomplete.
Is an incomplete pass. Second down.
Paul ran it out, which is exactly what you should, but
right
before he got to the end zone, the officials finally blew it down.
And what you do is if you don't hear a whistle and you're not sure, you finish the play and the ball was on the carpet, you go get it, pick it up, and run it the other way. The official was coming out saying the whole time saying no, not catch, no catch, blowing his whistle. We couldn't hear it because of all the noise. Let's take a look here. Yeah, he didn't quite have that.
Let's see if New Mexico State gets a playoff before they look at it. They will not.
The previous play is under review for a potential catch.
The interesting part of that too, Danny, is Paul wasn't quite in the end zone when the officials blew their whistle. So he wasn't actually all the way in the end zone whenever the whistles were blown. He did finish the play, but we heard whistles when he was around the 5 or 10 yard line.
And everybody stopped. They usually let him complete the play one way or the other and then say, let's take a look at it. In this case, they blew the whistle.
Now Fappel has to make a football move for it to be a completed catch, correct?
Yeah, and I think it just kind of went right through his stomach area and just kind of right down between the legs. And I don't know, from that angle, that's tough.
Jericho Washington Jr. would have been the man who forced the fumble. Picked up by Isaac Paul, the strong safety from Panama City, Florida. The call on the field is incomplete, so there needs to be enough evidence here to change the call on the field.
And you can kind of see here that if the ball starts moving around.
It's second down.
Incomplete. Second down and 10 coming up. Reed Brotherton is our referee today for this first ever matchup between these two programs, and this has been a dandy. After a slow start for New Mexico State, they never quit, and they're driving to tie or take a lead late in the fourth. And this is one of those drives, too, potentially for the hopes of bowl eligibility down the road. Aggies need 3 wins in their final 4 to reach bowl eligibility. And this, of course, would be the biggest one to get to that. If UTEP and Middle Tennessee in their final 2 very winnable games in conference play. And they're trying to hand Kennesaw State their first conference loss after trailing 24-0 midway through quarter 2.
Game clock operator, please reset the game clock to 3 minutes, 47 seconds. 3:47 on the game clock. And
the officials will reset the clock. And that could be a big 14 seconds down the stretch. Either way. Heck, even a field goal here would tie it. Fife, pressure from behind, hit as he threw, heavy traffic, and this is potentially intercepted. Did that touch the turf? It's an interception for now for Kennesaw State, but there is confusion with the officials.
The rule in the field is an interception. 1st and 10, Kennesaw State.
And there's a chance they're going to take a look at this. This may have hit the turf.
What a roller coaster of emotions, right?
We'll get a second look, and then we'll see if the officials take a look. It was a low throw by Fife. There were a couple of defenders there for Kennesaw State. He was also pressured from behind. I don't know, Danny. It's hard to tell because that defender was behind Brody Malone Bradford. It's Paul who would have had the scoop and score moments ago. That's hard to tell from that angle.
It is, and the call on the field is an interception, so you have to be able to look at that and say, okay, do we have enough evidence to say, no, that was not an interception and he didn't catch the ball? Brody Malone, of course, jumped up and said, no, he didn't have it. You would expect he would say that anyway, right?
The thing about Brody is he was in front of that defender. I think Brody was blocking
is now under review.
The view on the play. There needs to be a camera angle behind, potentially, or at the side. I don't know. There were 3 players right there, 2 Kennesaw State players, and then Brody Malone, Bradford, who is 6'5". We need to see Paul from behind. And there's 2 defenders there. I don't know.
I'm not even sure how he walked away with that ball. That's tough to see because it is shielded, like you said.
These officials will have to try every angle to see because it's almost like Paul disappears right here, right?
Yep.
Paul's from behind. He's the one who had the interception, which is the call on the field. Now, I would say if it was ruled incomplete, there probably would not be enough evidence to change it. It might be flipped here. They might have to stick with the call on the field because there's not enough evidence to change it.
You know, you just can't see the football.
After review, the ruling in the field is upheld. It's an interception. 1st and 10, Kennesaw State.
I just think there was so much traffic around it with Brody Malone Bradford in front of the football that they just couldn't see it.
Right.
So now the football goes back to Kennesaw State. Second chance, if you will, for Amari Odom, who threw another pick to Burnock Aya moments ago. And I'm telling you, timeouts will become an issue for one of these 2 teams. Only one left for each head coach. You do have the 2-minute timeout as well. Kennesaw State will continue to run the football. Brad Vislisell, the first man there. And he meets the running back, Chase Belcher.
Yeah, keep the ball on the ground, and they're just going to use the clock as much as possible.
So even without a first down, Kennesaw State could potentially take this to right around the 2-minute timeout. They lead by 3, but they haven't scored since midway through quarter 2. Their offense just hasn't had the same punch since the first quarter. Belcher, the running back again. Tight end is Harold. Handoff, nowhere to go. Pulled back right away. I think that was Vislisell, the first man to meet the running back again. Yep, Vislisell. Peterson was in there as well. Bringing down Belcher.
Timeout. New Mexico State at 2:46 on the game clock. It's their 3rd and final. 30 seconds in length.
So now New Mexico State has to use their final timeout. You do get the 2-minute timeout.
Right.
But you'd rather use it now, Danny, than later on when you have the ball offensively, potentially.
Yeah, so how important was that one timeout where we're subbing and they started to start the play and Sanchez had to, coach had to call a timeout because we were in the middle of substituting, trying to get some of the big hosses off the field. And it's like, no, we got caught. And so, man, that's tough. And you did say we're going to have the timeouts are going to be affecting the teams here. I like Tony. I like Coach Sanchez calling the timeout now to give us a chance, right? So you got to get a big stop here, come up with a 2-minute warning, get the ball back.
3rd and 8 for Kennesaw State. Their passing game has not been as good here in half 2. They're going to run the football again, so they're going to trust their defense here. Why not? 3rd and 8, and they run the football. And now Kennesaw State will punt the football to New Mexico State with a 2-minute timeout coming up. No timeouts left for New Mexico State, and a field goal would tie it here down the stretch.
There you go, Adam. Did you think you were going to write that one when you walked into the booth tonight or today? It's just really crawling and kicking and whatever it takes to get back in this game, and the Aggies have done that.
We'll get the 2-minute timeout before Kennesaw State will punt. 4th and 5 on the other side. The 2-minute timeout. 3-point game here from Aggie Memorial. Adam Young, Danny Nee, Kelly Horizon back with you. Kennesaw State trying to stay undefeated in conference play. They are 4-0 in league play. They have won 6 straight games after losing against Wake Forest and Indiana to open the year. This is the up-to-date standings in Conference USA. Jack State 5-0. Kennesaw State trying to get to 5-0 as well. But they're likely going to need one more stop to do it here on the road. Hewitt will punt away to TK King. It's a high, short punt. Aggies need to make sure they get out of the way. And now King is going to return it, which was dangerous but maybe smart because it was probably going to roll inside the 5.
I think that's smart football right there because he saw it coming and it was going to go down to inside the 10. And it was a bad bounce for the Aggies, but he was able then to just grab it and keep it right there.
Well, you practice this every day. 2-minute drill, down 3, no timeouts left, 1:51 remaining. Logan Fife, 24 of 38 today. Playing his 47th career game between his time at Fresno State, Montana, and his lone season at New Mexico State. No timeouts to play with. Cannot take a sack. Low throw to Fapel. 2nd down and 10. Since the end of the 3rd quarter, New Mexico State, 122 yards of offense, only 18 for Kennesaw State. Fapel reels it in across the middle, up to the 30. He's got Stickham on those hands again today. His 4th catch, he has 2 touchdown catches. It goes for 13.
And the nice thing is, after that catch, I saw him come across the middle with both hands on the ball, so not to let it get ripped out.
Fresh set of downs. Fader out to Stanley. And he is wrapped up right away by the linebacker, Christopher, who had a pick earlier in this half. 2nd down with inside of 1:30 left in the game. I mean, technically, all you need to get is into field goal range here to tie it. Pass incomplete, intended for Fappel. Coverage there from Jericho Washington Jr., the Atlanta native.
It was great coverage. I thought he threw the ball just a little bit behind him, so he couldn't go out in front of Donovan and try to pull that in.
3rd and 6. This is obviously 4-down territory. 1:16 remaining. The Aggies are trying to come all the way back from down 24-0. They have scored 21 unanswered. 3rd and 6. 5 stepping up. He's going to run for it, and he gets out of bounds up to the 45.
Great decision. Everyone's covered. They're in a 3-man, odd man front up there. Everyone's back in coverage, not letting anyone get behind them, which leaves that middle area wide open. He breaks out of the pocket. That middle area is open, and he goes and gets a first down.
That's a great call. 11 for Logan Fife right there.
1 minute, 11 seconds. 1 minute, 11 seconds.
You're going to add 2 seconds, Danny, which could be crucial here in the final minute.
Right.
The Aggies will scrimmage for their own 45-yard line. Fife has Gavin Harris, who pulls it in at the 35 of Kennesaw State. Another first down. 20-yard explosion.
It's a great route right there. He had enough time to sit in the pocket, and as soon as he was able to break a little bit free, he nailed that ball. Great throw.
Fife will throw again, lobbing it near side, and it is potentially intercepted. Did the players stay in? They're going to say he was out of bounds. He was trying to keep 1 foot in. Caleb Alford trying to keep 1 foot in. He could not do so.
You know, Caleb Alford we haven't talked much about him today. He is a very tough player, corner. Not much going his way, and there's a reason. He is a very aggressive, good player. We tried to sneak TK behind him. Nothing happening.
Good news is it stops the clock with 58 seconds left. Cannot take a sack here if you're Logan Fife. Underneath, low throw, caught by Ruddison, the running back, but the clock will move. Aggies need to hurry to the football. Only a gain of 3, 45 seconds left. This is 3rd and 7, 4-down territory, of course. Fife has his receiver slip. Brody Malone Bradford couldn't stay on his feet. And here's the game coming up on 4th and 7.
Oh, that's too bad, because that would have been a first down, I believe, and just couldn't keep his feet underneath him and slipped out. Brody just couldn't stay up.
And now you're going to try a game-tying field goal for Ryan Hawk from 50 yards away. It would match his season long, which came a week ago against Western Kentucky. Trying to tie it with 37 seconds remaining. His career long is 51.
Prior to the snap, timeout. Kennesaw State, their 3rd and final. 30 seconds in length.
So Jerry Mack will try to ice him instead of saving that final timeout with just under 40 seconds left here in the 4th.
Well, what a comeback. It all comes down to this. I think Callie talked about Ryan Hawk and what a fabulous job he's doing, and now he gets to show his wares after being talked about and saying he's the guy. So now let's see if he can pull it through and be the guy.
I mean, if you're Tony Sanchez, do you second guess it at all during that timeout and potentially go for it, or do you stick to the field goal?
You stick to it, I think. And you tell everyone, do not talk to the kicker when he's on the sideline.
Max Dean will hold. Long snapper Grayson Curtis. Ryan Hawk trying to match his season long from 50 to potentially give us overtime. Good snap, good hold. The kick is away for Hawk, and he pushed it. And there's no flags on the play. Hawk pushed it, and Kennesaw State will escape. I think everything else in the operation seemed pretty good, but Ryan Hawk pushes it from 50 yards away.
It's 50 yards. It's a long one, right? Looked like the leg. He had enough there, too, and it just kind of pushed away.
And it's been a whale of a comeback. Down 24-0 midway through the second quarter. The Aggies found a way to give themselves a chance. And the comeback is going to fall just short. And that's kind of the way this season has gone. Kennesaw State will escape. They will go to 7-2. And they will stay undefeated, 5-0 in Conference USA, while the Aggies will fall to 3-6, 1-5 in league play, and that's another 3-point loss. That's kind of been a theme, right?
Yep.
Go back to the Liberty game earlier this year in conference play. The Aggies lost it by 3. Lost in overtime last time at home against Missouri State. This one feels way different because for a while there you were completely out of it. Worked so hard to get back in it.
Yeah, you know, it's not one play that really defines a game. And the same is true throughout the season so far. There's been quite a few times that you've been in the game and then just something doesn't happen and you can't complete it and you end up coming up just a little bit short. The same is today. There's not one play that defines it. Certainly there was a lot of passing, deep balls that got behind us. We couldn't do anything about it. You know, those really hurt us.
Final highlights presented by Memorial Medical Center, the official healthcare partner for Aggie Athletics. A lot of Kennesaw State highlights early on in this game. They jumped out to an early 24-0 lead today. It was 17-0 after the first quarter. It was 24-0 midway through the second quarter. There were some issues in the secondary early in the game, but the secondary much better, though, in half two, Danny.
Yeah, in the second half, they certainly stood their ground and didn't allow people behind them. But that first half, that was tough right there.
Ben Yard with a 34-yard touchdown catch and a 23-yard touchdown catch in the first quarter. There was also a field goal for Kennesaw State. This was the play that put them ahead 24-0 on the 55-yard touchdown catch. Nick Sessions slipped and the freshman Kopic caught it. That was at the 8:27 mark in quarter two. After that, it was all Aggies. Kennesaw State never scored again, and the Aggies kind of just chipped away over time. Dijon Stanley, his best game as an Aggie in the fourth quarter, was one of the best quarters the Aggies have played overall this year.
Yeah, and Logan came back and played a really good second half. Threw some nice balls through the touchdown there, the back end of the end zone to Donovan Fappel. He's played a heck of a game as well.
Logan finishes 28 for 46 for 241, 2 touchdowns. Did have 2 picks. The second one was controversial. Hard to tell if it was picked off or not, but that was a big play down the stretch. Aggies did get the football back, and they attempted a 50-yarder with just under 40 seconds left that went wide right off the foot of Ryan Hawk. So a lot of fans stuck around, and a good thing they did because they were treated to a good football game down the stretch.
Yeah, that was a heck of a football game. You know, certainly the Aggies didn't give up. It was easy to do. You mentioned it. It's like, hey, you can come out in the second half, and it's like, give up. They didn't do that. They came back, and they battled. And hey, kudos to them. They just came up a little short.
Yeah, a lot to build off of for New Mexico State. Tennessee next week, and then UTEP in Middle Tennessee to finish off. So now you need to go 3 for 3 down the stretch to get bowl eligible. And I think for Tony Sanchez, you have a lot of praise for your guys and not quitting today. But once again, the theme down the stretch in games this year is falling up just short. And I know in that locker room there's no moral victories.
There is no moral victories. And, you know, we met with some of the players, former players last night, and they said, hey, can we play 4 quarters? It's like, I think we can. We didn't quite put it together, and that was kind of pulled up just a little bit short tonight.
And for Kennesaw State, a great first quarter again, and then kind of slowed down the rest of the way. That's been a theme at times for them this year. They remain in first place in the conference at 5-0, but they didn't finish strong, and they had to hang on here after leading 24-0 at one point. Our final stats are presented by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of New Mexico. Rushing yards still not great for New Mexico State, but things really changed in half two. Offense made some big-time improvements in that second half.
Yeah, I think if you can't rush the ball, then you got to throw it, and we did that. And then what happened is that you were able to open the rushing a little bit, and we get Dijon in there for a nice rush as well. Still need more out of it, but they fought back, and it made it a very close game.
Aggies converted a couple of times on fourth down, also much better on third down in the second half. But the big one down the stretch was Brody Malone Bradford not able to stay on his feet on that third down play. No question, if you're Tony Sanchez, you go for a field goal right there to tie it. But that drive, which was started back at, I think, the 11-yard line, had some good movement initially, just couldn't finish it off.
Yeah, and that whole 2-minute drive, it just had a couple plays in there that if we just had one more, Brody slipping, those are the things that happen in a football game. And so you get to the end and we try a 50-yarder, just a little bit wide. But, man, he's had a good year and just missed that one, though.
Yeah, if he had a timeout or two as well, maybe things are different down the stretch in the final 150. But the Aggies 0 timeouts going into that final drive. Whataburger play of the game. It was a big day for Bernak Aya. He had a couple of picks. This one came with just over 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and this gave the Aggies a shot right here.
Yeah, it did. He just went up. It was a jump ball, and he went up there and had the ball. It's like, I can go get it. He had a heck of a game. It kept us in it.
2 interceptions today for Aya. 3 total now for the year, tied for the team lead with Nate Mitchell. So another good day for Bernak, who transferred in from Tyler Juco in Tyler, Texas this previous year. Comeback falls just short. It was 24-0 midway through quarter 2. Now the Aggies with their eyes set on Tennessee. It's a money game, we know that, but it's always a game where these players play up to, right? Because they were probably overlooked by a school like Tennessee.
Yeah, no doubt about it. This is where you get to go measure yourself and say, look, this is a good Tennessee team. I think I'm at that caliber, and this is their chance to say, yeah, show it. Show us if you're that type of player. So they're going to be there, and they're going to give it all, I'm certain.
3 games left for Aggie football, Tennessee, and then on the road against UTEP. We're back here at the end of the month, right after Thanksgiving, when the Aggies host Middle Tennessee. Meanwhile, Kennesaw State still undefeated in league play as they win their 7th game in a row. Big thanks to our entire crew, led by our director, Vinny Conway, Rito Rodriguez, our producer, Jared Woods, Anthony Casals, and Valachilos Pastrana, our engineer, Kelly Horizon on our sidelines, Danny Nee, my partner, Adam Young saying so long. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and also archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. We say good night from Aggie Memorial.